Good morning. This is the Morning Rant, and I'm here with my two co-hosts, Vanessa Smilez and Queen Mocha, aka MochaBNice. How you doing, ladies?
Hey, now.
Hey, I didn't even use the real theme music today. Let me put some
I liked it a little bit.
you know what? Before I even go any further, let me still pull it up. Why not?
There we go.
Why not? Why not?
Why not? Why not? While we get some people, joining us.
Started. You know, it'll crank them up a little bit.
Exactly.
Good morning, everybody.
How was your weekend? While I pull it up, let us know how your weekend was. Starting with Vanessa.
Oh man, still birthday festivities going on.
Oh,
yes, we're celebrating until September. Then I'll stop.
What did you do?
This weekend, I stayed in New York City. Actually, I went out to City Island. I also went out to the city, and I was actually in Williamsburg, where my high school was. So it was kind of cool to be around there and go to the different bars and stuff like that. Right on right underneath the bridge.
Right.
over there by the park a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of cool because for me, I haven't really done a lot this entire summer until now. So I said to myself, you know what? Let's just try to see what we can do and see what we can gather up. And for me, it was actually
There we go.
My fault. Go ahead. I'm listening.
But no, that was it. I drank and I went out. That's the best of New York City right now.
That's what's up. And Mocha, how was your weekend?
Yay. My weekend was okay. You know, I just did some stuff with the family, cleaned up a bit. And, did my hair, refreshed it, and that's it. That's all I really did this weekend. I stayed in the house,
True.
basically.
Yeah. That's been my life.
Oh, except for yesterday. I did go to the beach yesterday in the morning and did a little routine.
What beach did you go to? Reese Beach or did by? Oh, nice.
Yeah. I got someone that's checking out my car. I want to soup it up a little bit because it's mine now. I want to just soup it up a little bit. So I took it over there. He checked it out. And while he did that, I went across the street to the beach and just did a little set or two. It felt good. Nobody was around. It felt good.
Yeah.
No doubt. I'm retroactively playing in the background the little intro now.
Yes.
So we got some comments already. Brooklyn Honcho's on the check-in. He said, "What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up, Honcho?
Hey,
Honcho, what's up with you, player?" Then we got the big homie, Franchise Catering, aka Steph. Says squad. And he says the lady takeover.
Oh, it's going down.
The ladies outnumber the men today.
Oh.
It's all good. It's all
yes,
good.
indeed.
I think it's about time. You know what I mean?
Oh, this never happened.
No, this never happened. Never.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope it's to Tainton.
Let's do it.
Leeziaki says, "I love it." And Precious says, "Salute to all." Salute to you.
Hey, salute, Pressure.
All right, thanks for everybody being in check-in so early in the morning, even though we try to come on around 7, but sometimes we come on at 8. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we got a few stories for you today, as usual. I actually want to go over some stories we didn't get a chance to go over last week, and we also have some new stories that was sent to us via Vanessa. Thank you for that.
Yay.
And yeah, that's what it is. So my weekend was pretty lame. You know what I mean? In a good way.
No.
In a good way.
No such thing. What'd you do?
Absolutely nothing. And that's sometimes you got to do nothing. I do a lot. So sometimes you got to just relax.
And sometimes doing nothing is something that is relaxing.
Exactly. My point exactly. So
And it's necessary.
exactly. So I say lame in a good way. Before we get started with the show fully, I do want to say I want to give a big birthday salute to the ancestor, Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey.
Oh, really? Wow. Happy birthday to him.
Yep.
Wow.
Today's Marcus
I didn't know
Garvey.
that.
Yep. Today's the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey's birthday.
Nice.
And for those who don't know, this is the 100th year since he given us the red, black, green flag.
Wow.
So The red, black, and green flag turns 100 years old this year, and this month also marks 100 years since they actually hosted the conference. They had a conference. Marcus Garvey hosted a conference 100 years ago this month. So big salute to him.
Wow. Yeah. And you have some trees in Bedford-Stuyvesant on Halsey. They wrap the flag around some of the bark of the trees, and it's really cool. Really cool.
That's nice.
He deserves it. And if you don't know who the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey is, you should do your homework. You know, and I would just say this: he's the founder of the UNIA, the United Negro Improvement Association, and once again, the person who gave us this flag, the red, black, and green flag that a lot of us use when we, you know, just want to either have unity amongst the quote unquote black people and or indigenous people of the world. And, you know, if you don't know where your people come from, but you know that you're here in the Americas and you're being considered black, there you go.
Yes.
That's a flag for you.
Yeah, if you feel like you're a person with no country, a man or woman with no land. Redemption Song 76 says, salute to all. Salute to you, Union Rep. Always good to see you. Lloyd Vell says, good morning. Good morning to you, homie.
Good morning, guys.
And Redemption says, happy birthday to Marcus Garvey. That is what's up. And Lloyd Vell also says, this is how I start my day every morning. You know,
Nice.
That's an honor. That's an honor to hear
up.
that people will start their morning with us. You know what I mean? So some of the stories that we didn't get a chance to go to, and I'm glad Redemption is here already bright and early, is Trump storming out of a briefing because he got caught in a lie.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're gonna, you know, we have some stories, some funny, some more serious. But we're gonna start with a story that's funny with Trump storming out of this briefing because he lied about something called the Veterans Choice, some type of thing, some type of I think healthcare act for veterans.
His Obamacare.
Yeah, but no,
he's trying to take claim for it, I believe. And they caught him in a lie, saying that he never even created it, or the Republican Party wasn't responsible for it, because he was like trying to claim, you know, responsibility for it. So I'm gonna play the video. I'm gonna let it speak for itself. This video comes to us from what's this called? News or Now This. This comes to us from Now This. I couldn't find the article, Redemption. I remember reading the article, but when I went to look for it, it looked like it was taken down. I don't know if Trump made an OG call or power move on it, whatever news publication put it out, but I could not find the article. But I did find this this video of him storming out. That's
what I want to see right there.
Yeah, it does work out.
He got mad.
He was big mad. He was.
Oh, you mad?
Let's see.
No, you're finished. Go ahead, please. Please. Thank you very much. Our vets are very special. We passed Choice, as you know, Veterans Choice and Veterans Accountability. And they've been trying to get that passed for decades and decades and decades. No, you're finished. Go ahead, please. Please. Go ahead. Okay, excuse me. Go ahead, please. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. We passed VA Choice. You go out now, you get a doctor, you fix yourself up, the doctor sends us the bill, we pay for it. And you know what? It doesn't matter because the life and the veteran is more important. But we also happen to save a lot of money doing that. Can you believe it?
In a few minutes, we'll take another.
So I just want to read what it said. It said VA Choice was written by Senator John McCain and Bernie Sanders in 2014. So
it was already written.
He was taking credit for it, and or having his affiliates taking credit for it. But obviously, it wasn't written by him or his affiliate.
In a few minutes, we'll take another step forward. When I signed into law the VA reform bill that was passed overwhelmingly with bipartisan majorities, and that doesn't happen often in Congress.
They've been trying to get that passed also for about 44 years.
You remember how to sing? Just barely.
Oh.
I don't get enough practice. I want more. Everybody on the committee really did good work on this. So I want to thank everybody for their leadership. Really appreciate it. It's a good piece of legislation that will help.
Look at young Bernie Sanders.
Go ahead. Okay, excuse me. Go ahead, please. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much.
Who are the people?
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Yeah.
I wish Obama had that to just be like, okay.
I did that. You remember when I did that? I wrote it. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's the unfortunate thing about having class. I'm not the biggest Obama supporter, you know what I mean, to be quite honest, but it does get on my nerves when dudes try to discredit him for what he did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And or try to blame him for shit he has no, you know what I mean, no involvement with.
Yeah.
So like I know Trump, one of his go-to lines is always blame it on the past administration. It's like,
I love to blame it on the past.
yeah, it's like, yo, you've been president for 4 years now, dude.
Right.
We still gotta blame it on the past administration. Like, yo, fam, like, fuck, get out of here. So, but I feel you though. Like, Obama doesn't, you know, I mean, he called Kanye a jackass, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
But when it comes to his political counterparts, he doesn't really check them. He don't really check them like that. You know what I mean? But what else? What else are your thoughts on him getting caught in a lie like that?
That's not the first lie I feel like he's getting caught in. No, he's getting caught in a lot. He's getting caught in a lot. He's just walking away now. Now he's just giving us our back. He's about facing on America.
Pardon my back.
Yeah. But I think that when it comes to Trump, I don't think that he's aware of really what happened in the administrations before him and what's happening right now. That's probably why he speaks so freely and fluently. And I don't blame him. I blame whoever his handlers are, whoever his assistants are, whoever reports to him, because I feel like before he goes out there, he should be, you know, put up to, you know, what's happening around him. Right. And I feel like it really falls on the people who's really working for him. And then also at the same time, it's the people who are working for him are probably setting him up at the same time too. Like, I mean, there's no way, like, you know, like all of these things could happen. You have all these people who's working for you and you are still unaware of, you know, what was already passed, you know, and what you're going to be declaring as you passing. You know, it's a weird circumstance that he's in, but I respect his confidence, even though he's wrong. Like he's out here being strong and wrong
at the same time. He's been like that.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the only thing that I could say in regards to Trump. Like, hey, and that's probably why he stormed up, because he's probably going to go check somebody. Like, why didn't y'all tell me about this? Like, why?
Don't they gotta see the questions before they even like choose them?
Exactly. So,
I don't know about that. I think it's definitely.
I think she wilded out. She probably just threw that one in there. And that wasn't on the
list.
Because they do. I think they do see some of the questions that some of the reporters are going to ask.
Okay, so that's why they get so mad when somebody asks them a crazy question
or rephrase the question that they first read. You know,
nah, this wasn't on here.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess I stated my opinion on it already. You know, I feel like I agree with Vanessa. Like, I wish Obama would step up to the plate sometimes when it comes to the politicians, like, as he did to Kanye.
Yeah.
Or pop culture shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kanye ain't in government. He didn't have to come for Kanye like that.
Yeah, but at the same time,
he could have ignored him.
Yeah, but you got your wife holding hands with George Bush and shit like that, and people that talk reckless about you, you smiling with them all in the pictures.
Yeah.
All in the videos.
all in the videos.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. But, yeah, I agree with you also when it sounds like he's being set up by his handlers. Like, it's like somebody's like laughing behind the scenes. Like,
yeah,
they'll make him say this shit. See what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's go to the comments. We got a few comments on the situation. Loravelle says all politicians lie. No doubt. I can't argue with you there. Redemption says Obama had to deal with the most obstructionist Congress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They wouldn't let him do much. Redemption also says his handlers cannot contain him, but they still write for him, though.
Yeah.
They do right for him. Clearly, look. Look how he read. Look how
And
he
they
read.
sent him out there.
Yeah, there was I mean, I remember there was like a even a speech that his wife read that was like literally they just ripped that speech from, I think it was Michelle Obama before a while back. It was like, yo, who the fuck is responsible for that? You know what I mean? Lovell says, agree, Vanessa. I think he doesn't know about past bills. I think he meant past bills. But yeah, that's obvious.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
That's
You want to take credit for everything that comes on his table. We just want to take the credit for that. Oh, that happened? Yeah, I'm gonna take the credit for this right here and see how the people feel.
Yep.
And just throw it to the people. I mean.
So before we move forward, it looks like we're gonna be even. It looks like it's gonna be 2 guys, 2 women. Schoolboy has been able to fix his technical difficulties and join us.
What's up?
What's up, brother? Can we get a mic check?
Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me?
Sound like you in a hallway.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
All right.
First of all, let me turn this on silence.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute you while you do that. Let me know when you feel you're ready. So for the sake of humor and staying on the Trump topic, we're gonna go to another topic that is not even that important in my opinion, but it's pretty interesting and I think it's funny, and it involves Trump. So this right here, this article comes to us from the BBC News. And as you can see, right, and as you can see, Trump is having a bad hair day in this picture.
Oh, that looks beautiful. That looks beautiful.
He doesn't stand a chance with the wind. He just doesn't stand a chance.
And this is pretty interesting. I wonder how true it is, because the news is not always truthful, right? So, but they say U.S. calls for shower rules to be eased after Trump hair complaints.
What?
Right. So
what does the shower got to do with this nigga hair? Like,
well, we're gonna find out. It's pretty interesting. I read the article. Usually I try to save most of the reading for the actual show to dig into the article, but I read some of it and it's pretty interesting. Basically, they're saying he's trying to control shower heads. It says the U.S. government has proposed changing the definition of a shower head to allow increased water flow.
wow.
Following complaints from President Donald Trump about his hair routine. And it says under the 1992 law, shower heads in the U.S. are not allowed to produce more than 2.5 gallons of water per minute. The Trump administration wants this limit to apply to each nozzle rather than the overall fixture. Consumer and conservation groups argue that it is wasteful and unnecessary. The changes were proposed by the Department of Energy on Wednesday following complaints by Mr. Trump at the White House last month. And it quotes him saying, so shower heads, you take a shower, the water doesn't come out. You want to wash your hands, the water doesn't come out. So what do? You just stand there longer, or you take a shower longer because my hair. I don't know about you, but it has to be perfect. Perfect, he said.
God.
Yeah.
And then they go on and say, Andrew Delaski, executive director of the Energy Conservation Group Appliance Standards Awareness Project, said the proposal was silly. They call him saying it was silly. With 4 or 5 or more nozzles, they quote him saying you could have 10, 15 gallons per minute powering out of the shower head, literally probably washing you out of the bathroom, he told the Associated Press news agency. If the president needs help finding a good shower, we can point him to some great consumer websites that help you identify a good shower head that provides a dent, soak, and a good shower, he added.
Yeah.
I believe there was like some other talks about him showing somebody that his hair was real or trying to lift his hair up. And there's a video. Let me see what the video is talking about.
I was sitting with him and Melania at dinner, and I said, "Nobody can believe your hair is real." So he leaned forward and lifted up his hair for me to show me that, in fact, it was attached to his head. And by the way, he was also showing that he had no plastic surgery scars, that what you see is what you get. And he also told me that Melania was the person who did his hair, so she's the one to blame. Later on, though, we were watching The Apprentice together, and I was sitting sort of behind him and could clearly see from behind that while the hair may be real, the color was not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there you have it. The president wants to make rules based on his fucking hair.
His whack hair.
Well, see, at first I thought he was saying that, that we were using too much water. Like, 'cause sometimes if you use too much water, it could, damage your skin, or if it's too hot, like it could be like sometimes too much. So I thought that was his argument at first, but his argument is that it's not enough water. So that makes it even worse. Like, he can't even spin this. He can't even be on an energy trip saying we're trying to save energy. We're trying to help the world. Like, he can't even come at that angle. It just doesn't look good for him.
He needs to wash his hair. He needs to wash his hair better. That's all this is about. Like, he talk really this topic really.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
It is. Oh my God! Like, he could have tried that. Even if you gonna lie, at least spin it, make it look nice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, and then he blamed it on his wife. Yeah, so be it. That's the thing. When things don't work out his way, he's like a little kid. He start blaming the other little people, everybody else. Yeah. So blame her. Don't blame me. Blame Obama. Don't blame me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But when it's something that's good, or something that somebody else did and it's actually beneficial or something, he want to take all the credit.
Yeah. I do blame whoever his hairdresser is. And Trump is one of the only presidents that hasn't spent a lot of time living in the White House. So maybe that's his issue too. If he starts living in the White House, maybe his situation would be different. Maybe he would have access to better shower heads. Maybe he would have access to better hairdressers. He's the first president. As soon as, inauguration happened, he's still, staying in New York and all this other kind of stuff. Like,
he don't really like the White House. He don't like the White House.
He don't want to live in there after a Negro has left.
Yeah, pretty much. You don't want to scare bed sheets.
Yeah.
And he want all his other little friends and stuff like that to really come to where he's at, so he could do silly things with little girls.
That too.
I think it's just ridiculous that he would even propose this shit, or he would even speak this shit out loud. You know what I mean? But I just thought it was funny, so I put it out there. Go to the comments. We have some comments on the situation.
Let me see how everybody else feel about this. This is trash.
Yeah, Keenan says, "What up, chat? Salute to you." Keenan says, "Pull up the picture of his parents. They look crazy."
Oh,
so this is
look at his mom's.
I've never seen it. Oh my God. Yo.
So there's his parents. That's for you, Keenan. You know what I mean? Don't say I never said I never gave you nothing, bro. Redemption says, "We are seriously living in the movie Idiocracy, except the president isn't Terry Crews." Yeah, we definitely living. We definitely living in some type of like a spoof reality right now.
Yeah, it's spoofy. It's very spoofy. We laughing at him. They all gonna laugh at him. We laughing at him.
The Apprentice.
Yeah, speaking of that, like I have some friends from other countries that are really on some like, yo, we're laughing at your country right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
big joke.
We are the circus.
Yeah, Antoinette says good morning. Good morning to you, sister.
Good morning.
Brooklyn Hunter says everybody got their shit with them, but Trump got a lot of shots in one. And Keenan says gratitude, no doubt. Let me give it to you one more time. There you go.
But even to that point,
scary.
It is very scary. Even to the point of having other countries, quote unquote, looking at us and laughing at us. I don't think other countries sometimes really understand the depth of what our government entails. A lot of other countries, there's not that many go-to people. It's not that many systems set up before you get to what the quote unquote prime minister or the president at the time. We have a lot of things in place that, we can afford to have a president like this because there's so many other structures underneath him that keeps things in order that won't allow him to press the button.
I agree.
And let him say what he wants.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, but all this
actions and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah,
we still running all these other
Yeah.
things behind the scenes.
But that's crazy how America will even put this person up just to show the other people, to show America like this is who's leading this country. But we're like, he's like a Muppet. You know what I'm saying? They could have picked anybody to be this Muppet. They had to pick this man to be the Muppet.
Yeah, him and his parents look like Muppets. That's crazy.
Yes.
Oh, that's fucked up. All right, so speaking of jokes, you know what I mean? Speaking of jokes, and first let me make sure Schoolboy is unmute yourself, Schoolboy. Let's see what your mic is sounding like now. Take your mic off Teddy Riley.
I just caught that.
I don't.
There we go.
Sounds a little better. Do you have anything to say about the last topic, or you want to just move on?
Nah, man, I'm good. Your boy Trump's a trip, man. I'm really tired of talking about Trump, to be honest with you. But it's like every day it's always like something new. The funny shit though is that that clip that you sent the other day about somebody asked him, "How do you feel about those lies you've been telling the American people?" Next question. Next question. I don't want no answer. That basically lets us know, I don't care, man. I'm doing that on purpose. What are y'all gonna do about it? What are y'all gonna do about it?
Yeah, they're not gonna do anything about it.
Goodbye.
Not a damn thing. Well, speaking about us living in like a spoof reality or like a alternate universe type shit right now. So we all know COVID is a big deal. We all know that everybody's still social distancing. People are still finding ways to have fun and do different things. But the movie theaters, they've been closed.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you know, you're gonna be sitting close and in a closed environment with people. But they're set to reopen. I guess in certain cities. And this is something that, you know, came to us last week, but we didn't get a chance to get to it. And this comes to us via New York Post, and it says AMC theaters will sell 15-cent tickets when cinemas reopen next week. And I guess that will be this week. That sounds crazy to me in itself, and I'm going to read the rest of the article. It says they're real cheap. AMC will sell movie tickets for dirt cheap, 15 cents a pop next week to lure folks back to the big screen amid the corona crisis. The cinema chain said it will hawk the film passes for pennies, roughly the price of a ticket in the 1920s on the first day of its reopening on August 20th.
Well, they selling that 15-cent coronavirus guy.
Yo, pretty much. It says starting August 21st, movie buffs can buy $5 tickets to classic films such as Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, and Grease. And
really? Like we don't have those on VHS already?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what movies are they gonna play? But yeah.
And it says at roughly 100 reopened AMC's venues nationwide. The entertainment news outlet reported. The company is then planning a larger phase reopening with the goal of having nearly 400 of its 600 locations up and running in time for September 3rd release of the new spy thriller Tenet. AMC says it will implement new cleaning measures and keep venues at limited capacity so guests can social distance, according to the report, which didn't elaborate on the number of people allowed at each show. So I know I know there's mixed emotions out there already. I see some of the chats already flowing in. I see people say they're going already, but I'm gonna let the panel speak first before we get to the comments. Vee Smilez, 15-cent movie tickets. What's your thought?
That's a great idea to have it at 15 cents, but I think that a lot of men are now going to be disappointed. Like, y'all can't get head in the movie theaters. You can't make out. And that's only if they're going to require them to wear the mask. If they don't require them to wear the mask, then you guys can get sloppy toppy all day. But I think that with the mask on, it's going to be very difficult to get it in. The only thing that you're going to be able to have is like finger action. So all you young boys who think that you're just going to buy a cheap date, check out the specifics first before you head down to the theaters.
Yo, but that's not right.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's early. I apologize.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
That's Vanessa's views. Don't you check?
Yeah, exactly. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mocha, your thoughts?
I mean, I think that they should just keep it outside. Like go backwards like they've been going. Staten Island got movies outside. Some parts of Brooklyn got some movies outside. So I don't know. We want to be in our cars and do all that sloppy toppy. You know what I'm saying? Just put it outside. Get a nice little lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. These schools is not going to be open. Put it in the school lots. Make it. You know.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, go to what's that gate? What's that?
Gateway. Yeah.
Gateway. Is that Gateway?
The whole parking lot.
The Gateway.
Yeah.
You know.
Gateway.
Or the high school that we was talking about last week. Where they used to have all that stuff at. Yeah, that in the Navy Yard. There's a lot of places that we could go for these movies where we could sit in the car and be safe. It's just that they're losing a lot of money, so they're trying to get people come back real fast, and you know they could do it better. They don't want to spend that money to get like a screen outside because it is a lot of money. It's a lot of production too behind that.
Yeah. You know what I always say, like, you know how when folks be going through the struggles and stuff like that, they having money problems, people will tell them, well, just live below your means and save more money, you know, and that's how I feel about a lot of these big businesses. Like, yo, just live below your means and save more money.
For real.
Like, what were you doing when you were making money hand over fist? Why weren't you saving your money? You know, why weren't you eating cans of tuna like the rest of us? So
yeah, you can get movies online now. I mean, I think what was that? What was the movie called? Rental, you said?
Right.
I think it was Tenet that they said.
Oh, okay. There's movies that's online. Give us a little small subscription, like maybe subscribe us $5 a month or something like that. You know, for some of these movies. You know, to stream it and get a better streaming system going on. Get your money there. Like.
All right. So my take on it is, I do want to see movie theaters as a filmmaker survive the test of time. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm definitely not going to no 15-cent or $5 movie theater. I wasn't getting on the planes when they was dirt cheap. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather relax and just, you know, wait this shit out. But yeah, I raise a lot of good points. I mean, they're not going to be having people sit next to each other, but I think they might still have the 2 seatings. I don't know, V. They might still have people.
The 2 in the top and the back.
Yeah. And maybe people still can get away with certain shit because there's less people in the theater.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
No.
I just think that because we do live in America, we do have to respect the freedoms that we do have. If people want to go to the movie theaters and off themselves, I feel like they should have that freedom to do so.
There you go. I think that's a valid point too, but I'm not going. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to the movie theater no time soon. Even though I want to see, like I said, the theater survive, I'm not going to be part of that. However, you know, since we started talking about, you know, since V brought up the getting freaky in the theaters, I feel like obligated to just throw this out there. Me personally, I lost my virginity in the movie theater.
Yes, yes.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Nice. Oh man, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I think it was the summer.
Did she get on top, or did you just did not get on? Yeah,
you did. I'll tell you how it went down. I'll tell you. Yeah, my man.
I want to know. Let's go.
Yeah, all right. So story time. So
the story time.
So salute to her. We're still cool. But
nice.
It was the summer I turned 14.
What movie theater was it?
That good question. So on 50th Street in Manhattan, there was what was called a $3 movie theater. I don't know if you ever went there, but back in, you know, I don't know what year it was, and it might still be there. It was a $3 movie theater where they show old school films, like older films, right? Like films that were out of the theater, but they were in their theater, and you only have to pay $3.
That's what they want to do right now.
Nice.
Exactly. So I feel it does apply. So yeah, like, you know, $3, you go to the movie, and then you still could even sneak into other movie theaters. So other screens. So, you know, you can see more than one film for $3. So I used to be frequent in the city. In fact, I used to go to church in the city. That's where I met homegirl, right? So
met at the church, you brought it to the movie theater. See, now other young boys who can't afford the regular movie tickets, they can now afford these 15-cent tickets and take who they want to the movie theaters. This is a beautiful thing.
But there you go. So yeah, it was a surprise. Surprise buns is always nice, right? So we was just hanging out, and I didn't even know she was into me like that. Come to find out she was, and I just needed a quick place to make it happen. So I was like, oh shit, $3 movie theater right up the block. So when we went to
Oh, you
Lame
went into the
movie.
movie theater specifically. Did you even remember what movie was playing?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, remember you go to
Wasn't even
go to a
watching
movie
the
where you're not gonna be watching it. Yeah, you're not gonna be watching it. Go to a movie where you're not gonna be watching.
It really didn't matter what was playing. I knew where I was going for, so it really.
But that's another reason why I feel like the movie theater should be saved in a sense too, because that I feel like the movie theaters protects the innocence of young people. Because not all young people go down and they get down in the movie theaters, but that's still a place where young people frequent. Like when you're a teenager going to the movie theaters, like I feel like that's a part of, the freedoms that young people do have. I mean, I'd rather that than them, toting them things on the streets. Like, it's a place for young people to go.
No doubt.
Yeah,
no
but
doubt.
if they put it in a car, if they just in the car, they by themselves, they could do all that stuff they wanted to.
But
that's if they have a car. But that's if they have a car.
In New York City, where we're all from, right? You're not being in no car at 14, right?
Yeah.
So, well, at the same time,
unless it's your parents' car.
Yeah, I can't do that. Can't do that.
Even then, you're not. I don't think we were old enough to drive in New York City at 14, right?
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, down to 17.
And to be clear, we're not advocating young people do what I did.
But if you want to be smart about it, there you
go. We're just saying that it's something for them to do. Out than be in the streets. But in my case, I did bust the cheeks open in the movie theater. So. And to answer your question, yes, she did get on top of that. It would have been no other way.
I don't think there's no other way.
Other way, like
yeah. Well, niggas have stood up in the movie theater.
That's
they don't even care at that point. Sometimes it's just
that's you're
damn. Son.
If you all the way in the back, anything goes.
Yeah, but you're definitely getting kicked out if you're standing up there. Unless you're in like what was that movie? I think it was the movie theater in Canarsie where you could do anything.
Anything at the over that one over there.
The one
I'm saying?
I used to smoke whole spliffs in that movie theater in Canarsie.
In Canarsie, and the one I was in Kings Plaza.
Oh yes, but it all depends on what's playing sometimes, because what's playing determines the crowd. I remember I was on 42nd Street at the movie theaters. This is when Brooklyn's Finest came out. They were in there deep. Everybody named moms was smoking, and I'm like, y'all really over here on 42nd Street, and they did not bother them. Like they did not bother anybody. The whole room filled with smoke. Wow. Brooklyn's Finest, all the hood niggas in there.
You got to get it in like that. That's how Atlanta is sometimes.
Word. Oh my god.
Ooh, wait.
I would like to see drive-throughs, drive-in movie theaters brought to the, more public. There is a and I don't want to get it wrong. So quick shameless plug: the Black Star Film Festival. I believe it's the Black Star Film Festival in Philadelphia. This month, I believe it's this month. We'll be having a drive-in movie theater screening for their film festival. All this.
Oh, that sounds so
nice.
Yeah, and a movie called The 40-Year-Old Version, not Virgin, but The 40-Year-Old Version by New York's own Rada Blank is her film is playing at that film festival. So if anybody's in film in Philadelphia and you're interested in films, definitely go and get yourself a ticket to the Black Star Film Festival this month, where they will be having drive-in theater screenings at the Mann Center, at the Mann Performance Center.
Nice.
I might take myself.
Yeah, right there,
Right there.
All right, so I'm gonna go into the comments. Keenan says, Logic, I sent you a DM of the picture I was talking about. I got it, but actually that I have a lot going on, so I can't pull that up, and we're on to the next topic. But I'll save that picture for another Trump, situation. Next time we talk about Trump, I'll do that. Louisville says, I'm going to the AMC Theater. Franchise says, sign me up. Keenan says, do people still get freaky in movie theaters? I think what happens is maybe you might age out of it, but
okay.
You definitely age out of it.
Come on now.
Yeah. Like, we're gonna fuck when we get home now.
Right.
You don't need to just bed squat out here. Nah.
And also it's a different kind of fuck. You want to take off your clothes.
Yeah, it's a different type. Yeah. It be them people that don't have a room to themselves. You know what I'm saying? That sharing a room with their little brother JoJo still. So they can't really do anything. So they gotta get busy at the movie theaters. Come on.
Right. So, I think it's you're either going to age out or you're probably still going to do it if you're with somebody you wouldn't take home or I don't know. You know what I mean? I know me that movie that shit is a dub now, but I was 14.
It's mad cold, you know.
When I was 14, you couldn't tell me nothing. My whole pants was wet.
And you didn't even care. You was just happy as fuck walking out the movie theater.
I was super happy, yo. I remember running back to church and seeing my homeboys with my pants so wet, like, yo.
Oh
Oh God! Look.
Remember they used to do the smell of my finger shit. I ain't even have to do that.
Y'all look, see it.
My pocket pants is so.
Yo!
Oh my gosh!
That shit is beautiful. Oh my God!
Lovell says, "I've been taking my herbs for years. I'm cool. Just keep the popcorn hot." Oh well, good. Yo, look, good luck to you, man. You know, I take my herbs too, but I ain't taking my chances. You know what I'm saying?
That's wild crazy.
Louisville says, "Hey, I got it in a couple times in the movie theater. I was young, dumb, and full of testosterone."
Oh, I'm glad he said testosterone.
Good wordplay, Louisville.
Yeah,
good wordplay.
Franchise Catering says, "Man, that's the South every day.
Every day." Every day they still fucking in the.
No. He said referring.
smoking.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't do that.
They don't really care.
In New York, you gotta be real careful with certain shit. Like they not like that every day. Like that's why when I say when in Brooklyn Finance, the niggas is really like lighting up. I'm like, oh my God, this is
that type of party.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about that. It sounds like you went to one of the premieres of Brooklyn Finance, right?
Yeah, this was on a day it premiered. Yeah, and it was like mad people.
And if I remember right, Brooklyn Finest, that was the movie that had it was like some notable actors, and then it had that one kid from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I think he was from your hood. He was from East New York, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was like the whole hood was in there. Like every single project was in that one premiere. They had a bunch of premieres that day, but I remember it was like around 10 o'clock that we went, and it was just like all of Cypress, all the pink houses.
All of fake houses.
All of them. Like, you know, Star City, everybody, like side streets, everybody was in there. Linden, like it was great. It was nice though, yeah.
Not to cut your street knowledge short, but it was, I believe it was a young Crip kid that was in that movie who is now in jail for, I think, a body. He actually
get out of here.
Yeah, but they put this young kid who was actually gang affiliated in the film. And everybody was wild proud of him. And I remember like his particular set was like, it was dudes that was blood and Crip that was hanging it around each other.
Yeah.
Like it was a big movement. And it was like that part of Brooklyn was really hyped to see him in the film.
Yeah, he knew a lot of the OGs, a lot of people from the A-Team too. Like he knew a lot of people in the area. But I didn't know that he got caught for a body.
I believe it was a body, but he's definitely in jail right now.
Oh shit.
Living that life still.
Yeah. Somebody whose name is just emoji of some type says hi, hello.
All right.
Pirate. I'll just call you Pirate.
There we go.
Redemption says that film festival does sound fun. You know what? I might go to that one, Redemption.
Yeah, if I can stick in my car and it's just me and my, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just me, I might just go to that, y'all.
Here's the one thing though. The last time I went to the Man Performance Center, I went for the Roots picnic, and I want to say the summer before last, and there was a little bit of a stampede. So even though it was like, you know, supposed to be a picnic based on like, you know, I don't want to just say conscious artists, but you know, artists that weren't necessarily. Well, it was during the 21 Savage set. He was there, but there was a
stampede. Trying to be cultural in a 21 Savage.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, time is like my thing is like, what if some bullshit happens and y'all all like can't drive away? That's the only thing I'm worried about. In that
maybe the cars eliminate that, because I've been to a lot of festivals in New York and stuff like that, and with, you know, people, you can't really control people like walking around and stuff like that. But when it comes to a vehicle, I feel like people would maybe think more when it comes to, I guess, getting closer up on another vehicle or like. Right. Or
you would think so. You would think so. But what if they having a little drink or two and they seeing something? They like, oh, let's get out of here. The boys is gonna come, or it can't get out of control.
Or they don't take it out of drive and they never put the vehicle in park.
Yeah, but you know what? Let me not even let me
those things out there.
But let me not just assume some fuck shit is gonna happen. Let me just say yes. It sounds like a great film festival, and I definitely might go. Especially to see the 40-year-old version, which I already saw.
So it's spelled like virgin, like somebody having sex, or like VERSION.
Right, version. And let me even give you more of a synopsis of the film. The film is about a playwright, a young lady who's a playwright and a youth advocate, and she is having problems in that cultured, sophisticated bougie world selling her plays, and she decides to get her motivation back by rapping at 40 years old. So she turns into a rapper mid-film. You know what I'm saying? So it features a lot of indie actors and some that you do know. And Babs from Making the Band is in there.
Oh, nice.
Listen, Babs be having that. You know what I'm saying? She be having that that rap thing going on.
Yeah, nice.
Right, the Queen of the Ring.
Queen of the Ring. Yeah, right. I've seen a couple of episodes.
Right. So Queen of the Ring is actually featured in the film.
That's why.
And my homegirl who raps sometimes in Queen of the Ring was in the film, battle rapping in the film. So it's a dope film. Like I actually saw it already. I'm just.
Oh, you see it already?
Yeah, I seen it at Sundance, and I just want. It was sold out 3 times at Sundance. So.
I love Sundance.
That's nice.
So if anybody has the opportunity to go to the Black Star Film Festival this month, I believe it's this month, to see the 40-year-old version, I do suggest you go. So I'll throw it out there. Franchise Catering says that theater pussy hit different.
What's in the dark will come to the lights.
I ain't getting no argument from me there, man. Laura Bell says the floors in the movie theater always have sticky floors. No fucking in the movie theaters.
They do have sticky floors. That's why they put that
floor.
That's why they put that carpet down there now.
Yeah, I mean,
because look what happened. You know how it started. Those movie theaters started with porn up and in it with the men.
Yes,
and all
it did.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
It did.
Well, let's not forget about that. That's where it came from. I feel like the whole sexing inside the movie theaters.
No doubt. So
That's
listen, Laura Bell, no one's on the floor.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be on the floor.
What happens is she sits on top. She sits. Face forward, and she sits
right in between the two arms. Jump offs.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And what's beautiful is if the armrest comes up.
Oh shit! All the axes is now. There's no sides now.
And now some of the seats go back.
Oh man, that's the AMCs. The AMCs got the comfy chairs.
Recliners.
The recliners, yeah.
You can live like a king in the movie. Shaharia says Grand Rising, y'all. Grand Rising to
Hey, morning.
Look out for the return of Silence Kill, the podcast on domestic violence from featuring Shaharia. Well, not featuring, hosted by Shaharia. And that will be on the iRant network as well. Redemption says, wow, Babs is still relevant. Yeah, yeah, she's getting it in. She has a battle league. She has a battle league called Queen of the Ring, like we said earlier, and it's still popping.
It is popping.
London Taylor says, bless. I'm listening, not much typing. All right, well, that's cool. As long as you still listening, we appreciate you. We appreciate you being here in general. Like,
yeah,
we don't want to force nobody. We're not into that type of thing, and we're not judging anybody for being here or not being here. But we appreciate you being here, and we definitely appreciate you, London Taylor, because as we know, you're listening from London, so that's super dope.
That's what's up.
To listen to us, even though you're on another time zone and all of that. So we're gonna get to a little some sadder news. There's some bullshit going on in this world, as we know, and we're gonna get to it. This one comes to us from DJ Vlad. Vanessa, I believe you sent us this one. You want to introduce it? The Teenage Chili hostess.
Yo, I remember seeing that on there, and I felt bad because I put the thumbs up in that, but
in the chat.
Yes. I don't know if I think I did put this. I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't, but I did read it.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry.
I don't think I sent that, but
Doug sent it. Salute to J Doug.
Yeah, but I was reading it and I was just like, I was really taken back by that. Like, I was really, really taken back by this article and she's 17.
All right, let me know what's going on. I didn't know what's this article about.
All right, so this is ridiculous. We're going to get into it. So last week we spoke about the COVID situation causing fights, like legitimate fights. And in this situation, or last week we spoke about people fighting at the actual airport because or arguing because they didn't want to take the mask off and things like that. In this situation, this is a fight in the Chili's restaurant. Actually, a Chili's hostess attacked for enforcing COVID-19 guidelines. And first of all, salute to her for enforcing it. So I'm gonna play the video and I'm gonna let it speak for itself. And if we need more information, I'll read the article. And the video is from 4WWL, and that's the news station. And it's and this whole article comes to us from Vlad TV. So let's play.
April, thank you. A 17-year-old restaurant hostess in Baton Rouge is recovering after allegedly being attacked by a group of customers angry that she could not seat them due to the COVID guidelines. Trey Cuvion reports.
At the Chili's on Constitution Avenue, just off of College Drive, Kelsey Wallace says she was working on Sunday when a large group of about 13 people came in to eat.
My general manager told us we're not supposed to sit a table over 6 because of the coronavirus.
She says she sat 6 of them down at one table, but she couldn't seat the rest of the party at another table because there were still more than 6 people. Wallace says the group became increasingly upset, so she went to get her manager a second time. That's when police say she was attacked.
And she pushed me. And when she pushed me, all I knew was to, push her back. I reacted, and that's when her and her daughters, they all came, and they're grown women. I'm 17 years old. They're like 20, 30, and the woman that pushed me looked like she was like 40. So instead of they own me, they beating me, I'm instead of trying to hit them, trying to get all of them off me. And then the lady, she takes a wet floor sign and slams it in my eye. And I had blood gushing everywhere, like.
With her face covered in blood, Wallace was eventually taken to the back of the restaurant. Police arrived after the alleged attackers left in different cars.
After that, I had to go to the hospital to get 5 stitches in my eye. And as I'm laying on the bed, this keep replaying in my head. I couldn't believe that. Like, I couldn't believe, I'm trying to work, and this happened to me.
Along with the shock and embarrassment that she's felt, coupled with the pain in her eye.
And I have a big bald spot in the back of my head from them ripping my hair out.
Wallace is still wondering why no one at the restaurant stepped in during or after the brawl broke out.
The managers, they walked out. How y'all let them leave like that? I mean, they could have locked the doors, tried to keep them till the police came.
Surveillance footage of the attack was obtained by police. And now Wallace just wants those responsible to be held accountable.
I want them in jail. I don't think that they should be able to get away with this.
All right, I don't think we need.
Oh my god! I didn't even watch the video. I had only read the article, but watching the video just now,
it's even more like.
Yeah. So all right. So let's start with you, V. What's your thoughts on?
I think that's truly sad, and I understand this girl's pain. Like, for one, and when you read the article, it says that 3 of the people got they did get charged and accused. And it's, you look at the ages of these women. One woman is 48.
Come on now.
The other woman is 27 years old. And this is absolutely insane. And this is the thing. She's a teenager. She's a young girl. So even if she was inappropriate in her approach, or whatever the case may be that they may have felt, you guys are old enough to make this, to make the knowledgeable judgment to say, like, okay, this is a young girl. I'm not gonna, pounce on her, or whatever the case may be. That's somebody's daughter. That's somebody's child. Like, and I understand her to a complete, full understanding, because for me, when I was 12 years old, I got jumped by like a 20-year-old and an 18-year-old, and we came back and got them later. But I remember being very, very young and having older females be on the attack, be on the ready. And you don't even have to approach them. Sometimes it's weird how older females get to that point, because they're supposed to be in a place in their life. They're supposed to be a mother figure. They're supposed to be a leader. They're supposed to be now teaching the younger women, and you're now attacking them. I just feel like it's extremely wrong.
A lot of so I don't know if you guys long story short, I have a stance on that. But there are some older women who they never really matured. Like their pinnacle was high school. So now that you see another, young black woman, she just started her little working career. She's doing her thing, following the rules like she's supposed to. And because you don't like the way she spoke to you and she's telling you what you're supposed to be doing, beat her up. Like that just screams jealousy to me. For some reason in my mind, I'm hearing, you know what? Looks like she has her own hair in her head. Let me snatch that stuff out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're all old and out of shape and bad built. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to play this woman, this girl, and to snatch her hair out. You know what I'm saying? Beat her all up. I hope they go to jail. Hope they have a good time in there. Have a good long time to think about.
Good long time.
So ridiculous, man. It's so look. If that was my daughter, whew.
All right. So I'm before Mocha, we get to your feedback. I'm just gonna say some people are asking what happened because they missed that part of the story. Basically a young lady, I believe she said she was what, 17?
17.
Yes.
17. She's a hostess at Chili's, and she told a group of people that she could not sit more than 6 of them at the same table. And one of the oldest lady, I believe, shoved her. And out of instinct, she shoved the lady back, and then the rest of them commenced the jumping her and pulling out her hair. It looked like she did have a weave, schoolboy. So I don't know if it was.
You can see that, John. That's what's up.
Well, look, let me pull up the picture.
No, yeah, they put
I like
the
a man that knows.
She had corn braids. That's what she had in her hair.
But some men can't distinguish like a wig from a not wig or a weave from a not weave. That was just.
And just because somebody had braids, don't mean they bald headed. A lot of females put protective styles in their hair to protect their long hair that they have. She probably really did have long hair underneath. Like that's probably what she upset.
And like I said, looks like I don't know. So you be the you tell me.
Yeah, that's corn braids.
That's corn braids. That's corn braids. Shorty.
Yeah, I'm so mad about that, man.
I mean, it's a sad situation. Could it be could have been handled differently? Yes. I do have an auntie that's forever gonna be 21, and she about 60. She'll get it popping as soon as somebody say no. You know what I'm saying? So for that instant, it's like, okay, call your manager. After they say what, you can't sit us because she had to hear the what, huh? Call the manager and let the manager stand there with you. You gotta have people called accountable. She the only one that's accountable there.
That's
you know
the manager's fault. Like, why would you leave a 17-year-old with
I don't even think she probably even told her. I don't even think she probably even told the manager, listen, this is looking a little they looking a little hostile.
You don't know.
No, but managers will leave you out there to dry though. Managers
listen, I'm walking away. You know what I'm saying? She's 17. She gotta know the certain things.
The manager was
away too.
We can't speak at the same time because you won't be heard. They'll cut you out. The program will cut you out. Well, go ahead.
The manager got to know, yes, but she's a hostess. She got to know that, okay, you see 8 people here, you split that 4-4. You know what I'm saying? If they don't like that, then call the manager and let the manager stand there with you. Or say, yo, you know what I'm saying? I can't go back out because they looking a little hostile. Listen, change my table. They looking a little hostile. For older people who just, where was this at again? Was this in Florida or Georgia somewhere?
All right, let me pull up some of the other information because there was somewhat of an update in the, like Vanessa said.
Yeah, they did arrest 3 of the females, but I always said to them, even for me working in the service industry, I always used to say certain things are above my pay grade. If there was something that would happen and a customer would not like it or they would be upset, I would go get the manager. And if the manager comes out, oh no, the manager now has to finish this transaction because my pay grade is here. Especially if I am 17 years old, I know I'm not a manager. I know I'm just nearly a service employee. That was above her pay grade. And yes, the manager, somebody just said in the comments, but yes, the manager did drop the ball on that one because even if those people were being aggressive like that, that restaurant was not empty. Somebody should have came to her defense. There should be no reason why that girl was out there fighting like that at the age of 17. If I was her, I hope she sues. What is it, Chili's? I hope she sues them.
So you took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what my feedback would have been on the story. Is that deeper than sending these people to jail?
Yep.
I hope she gets that bag from Chili's. They got to pay up. Let's go to the comments because you spoke of the comments too. London Taylor says, I don't think people are getting paid enough to be policing people not wearing masks. No, I know I'm not doing more than required in my job description. If I had to be dealing with the public, and I agree with that too. But me being, you know, on the side of wearing masks, I wouldn't even want to be next to them if they wasn't wearing a mask. So, but then that also probably would have saved me from dealing with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They were wearing a mask, but I don't think it was them not wearing a mask. I think it was the fact that they couldn't sit so deep at a table is what the problem was.
Yeah.
Might have had a mask on, but I think they were sitting too, you know,
too deep. It was said that she sat 6 of them, so the other 2 were just sitting there. So that was a poor judgment on her too. Now it could have got it from the manager, but somebody needs to be held accountable. And I think Chili and under management, they need to be held accountable. She's thinking about the people going to jail and all that. Get that money, honey.
Man, the goofy asses could have sat outside, man. That's so ridiculous.
Yeah. Redemption says, agreed, London. That's why Walmart has announced that they aren't going to great lengths to enforce it. And I won't be going to Walmart.
You're on your own out here in this world. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody come up to you and ain't got no mask on, what you gonna do about it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you say something and they shoot you, it's on you.
I'm stepping back.
I talk to people from afar anyway, and I don't even talk loud. People got to really be like, huh? You know, to even speak to me. I don't even talk to people. Even my neighbors is like, why are you so mean? I'm not mean. I just don't feel like saying hi, because once I say hi once, I got to say hi again. And I don't think that is the time for me to do that right now. And nor do I feel like you're going to understand that. If you can't understand it, then I'm not going to say nothing. It's okay.
I had a situation just yesterday where I was parking on the street and this white guy took up two parking spaces. So I had to tell him by himself naturally, right? And then he's like, first he tries the front, like, oh, there's no space. I'm like, there is. Move up. So he tries to walk up to the car to like have a discussion with me with no mask on. I just rolled the window up on him.
Roll the window up.
Move that fucking
What'd
car.
you say? Move up.
So he moved up and I parked, but at the same time, it was like, nigga, get the fuck away from me with that no mask.
What is you trying to talk about?
Right.
Right.
So Lord Vell says, I've been working out, putting on weight, waiting for someone to act crazy during this pandemic.
And it's your neighbors. It's your neighbors that's acting crazy.
World Financial Group says, wow, no cameras? Question mark. No, there were cameras, and as
that's how they were able to capture the females.
So they didn't have the girls originally that did it, but they did capture them later, or find them. Redemption says, damn, that's a child. In fact, yes, indeed. C Dot says, good morning. Good morning, C Dot.
Good morning.
Always good to see C Dot in the check-in with your crazy self. I love it. That's my homegirl. Redemption Song says, good morning, C Dot. Yes, exactly. Good morning. World Financial Group says, good morning. Good morning to you. And C Dot says, hey, schoolboy with the sweater vest.
Y'all think this is funny for some reason?
No, this is a professional black man. I'm glad that he doesn't have. I'm glad that he has a sweater vest and a collared shirt. He knows how to tie a tie.
Chicka.
Norvell says, question, were her attackers white or black? So all right, so let me go to the
those some nigresses.
Did you hear did you hear the names? They're definitely black.
Let's give the names a moment. So the names of the people who were arrested for the assault were Tammy Dabney 48.
Oh hell no, you damn near 50.
Was charged with aggravated second-degree battery. And Erica Dabney, spelled with a K. Erica was spelled with a K. 46 was charged with simple battery. And 27, Rod Nika Dabney.
Oh, yeah.
Rod.
Any question on to what their race is now?
Nah, that is my auntie. Oh my God.
What's Rod Nika?
Rod Nika.
Was
daddy named Rod, mama named Nika. Goddamn. Rod Nika. What the hell?
Oh God.
Was issued a summons for simple battery and disturbing the peace.
You know how you walk in somebody's house and you kind of smell the smell of roach? That's what that name smells like.
Come on now.
And honestly, I personally feel like if that was a little white girl at Chili's, they would have not attacked that girl.
Thank you.
They wouldn't have even touched her.
Oh, it's okay, baby. It's you just doing your job.
Right. Yep.
All right. So World Financial Group says good morning. Why? Oh, he said it again. And then Virginia Slim says I missed the beginning of the story. I hope we gave you a nice update of the story. Redemption says Slim, the crowd was pissed about social distance seating. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Miss Ravioli says human age in years on this earth does not equal human mental capacity.
Right.
Yes. Age don't equal maturity.
Yes. And while we on Mrs. Ravioli comment, I just want the audience to know, if you've been watching the show, Miss Ravioli has been in the comments going in sometimes, correcting us a little bit. But we had a great conversation behind the scenes, and she's very experienced and why stop laughing, man?
No, I'm laughing. All right, I'm gonna be quiet.
All right, she's experienced and educated, and she I think she will be a shoo-in as a panel member on the Morning Rant on some future shows. So she'll be a special guest host on future shows, Miss Ravioli. She also does podcasting on her own and vlogging. So we look forward to supporting Miss Ravioli and what she's doing in the future, and look forward to seeing her on the show. Miss Ravioli, salute to you for checking in, and salute to you. We appreciate you. World Financial Group says, as a child, I used to love fighting old, immature women / men. Felt good to teach them something in life. A lot of older people grow up without gaining wisdom. Shaking my head. Anybody, Vanessa, have you done the same? You spoke about having a fight.
No, when I was 12 years old, I was jumped by it was a 21-year-old, and the other girl was like 19, I believe. But yeah, I mean, I ended up getting my cousins, and we came back after them like 2 days later. But yeah, that was the first and only time I ever got jumped, and it was a sneak attack. I was right on the corner of New Lots and the block I used to live on, which is Milford. I had friends who was up there. Yeah, and that's the thing. I used to hang around a lot of older people, so I didn't. When I was younger, I didn't look at it as that detrimental. But as I got older, I started to realize, like, I was 12 years old. These people are already grown. Even though the age difference is like not, a whole decade or anything like that, but there's still an age difference. The mindset of an 18-year-old is completely different from a mindset of a 12-year-old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for someone to, do a sneak punch to a 12-year-old, like that's child abuse technically.
Yeah. In a sense, yes.
Technically.
Yeah. So
That's child abuse that's actual child abuse.
I mean, I handled my own, and at the time I was like, nah, fuck that. I used to be wild and fighting anyway, so I didn't think about it like that. But as I got older, I was like, I would never do that to somebody who's like 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? So
this is why I don't understand how like parents have this thing where I'm gonna beat my kid's ass. You're talking about a 3, 4, 5-year-old, little kid, you're beating their ass. Like, why don't you get your grown ass on somewhere? Find something else to do.
Right. They be really punching their kids.
Yeah, they
like,
be punching their kids. Yeah. They be really
he's supposed to like Skittles.
Right. All right. So I'm going to read the rest of these comments before we go on to the next subject. Redemption says the manager did drop the ball. Agreed. Yeah, exactly. Then she said, Vanessa, it's above me now.
Yes, above my pay grade. No.
C. The customer had no right putting hands on that young girl. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Virginia Slim says facts. Management failed her. Exactly, which is why she deserves to get the bag. I hope she is definitely suing that job.
But you got to be smart when you sue. You can't just be like, oh, I want that. The people that hit me get. She's focused on that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just really going for the jugular, like, no, this is accountability right here. Yeah. And somebody has to be accountable for that with the company that I work in.
And I don't like the fact she did that interview by herself. I think one of her parents should have been there.
That's always my question. Where's her father at? And I know people don't like that. They don't want single mother. No.
Especially her father, right?
Where's her father at? Because her dad's supposed to be there like, I want them punished.
Yeah, she's underage.
Yeah.
She's a minor. 17? I'm looking for that money at 17. If, I have a 17-year-old.
Yeah. London Taylor says, true, a man should have came to her defense. Yeah, I mean, where was even the dude on the job who's crushing on her? You know what I mean? somebody
Always.
like,
There's
yo,
always one crushing on you at a job.
yeah, somebody should have came to them.
Always.
It's like, yo, fuck that.
And then they let these people get away. What the hell,
Where's
man?
the janitor?
Like, lock
They
the
had to
damn
be a
door.
the janitor, the Mexicans,
Busboy.
Somebody. I tell you one thing, that shit wouldn't have happened at McDonald's like that. The McDonald's niggas don't play. I remember that video where them two lesbian girls jumped behind the counter.
Yo, even the females. One chick threw the blender at a bit. She took up the blender from the branch.
Yeah, don't play that shit at McDonald's.
Yo, the funny thing about that old boy was fresh out. He picked up that damn fire scraper. The thing that
y'all don't remember that
shit? All the way into the bottom and swung that thing like a baseball bat. He was like, damn. Yo, that shit was hilarious. And you can almost tell. You can almost tell when they were like, you know what? I think we're in over our heads. But he was whacking that ass. But it was on the ground.
I think we in over our heads.
Yeah.
And not one of them stood up and said, I think we went over our heads of beating up that little girl like that.
Yeah, I kind of want to pull up that video.
I never heard about that before. I heard about the blender one.
The savagery with which he swung that shit and started hitting the women, I was actually afraid for everybody involved. I was like, like, you know how you get so angry you don't even realize like you're doing something that could really end the rest of your good life? That's exactly what was happening there. He was like, you know what? God. I'm back in jail right now. They're not taking my buns. I'm taking it out on them. He was getting it in, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Oh God,
he was not going back that day.
Yeah, I can't find it, but I think you're right. That dude did come home from jail. It was actually in Manhattan. It was the It was the McDonald's on West 3rd Street. And
gosh, I'm looking into that.
He beat the shit out of them girls, and I think he got away with it too. You know what I mean? Because they jumped behind the counter, and when they jumped behind the counter, he beat the shit out of them.
You know, I got the video, bro. I'm over here. I got the video.
Oh, send it to the group chat. I'll pull it up.
I'm about to.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, salute. So let me read some of the comments before we get to how McDonald's don't play that shit. World Financial Group says, but you wouldn't normally expect a group of older women to attack one teenager. So the woman in the restaurant does need to be held accountable. You send it? You looking at it already? Send that.
My bad, man. I'm laughing at this shit because it's hilarious. He hit them.
Watching it again.
He hit them like he their daddy. Like, didn't I tell you? I'm done. I'm about to send it, bro.
All right, let's get these comments. Mocha says, get the bag, but for me, I would want revenge as well. That's a fact. We all agree with that.
I'm always gonna be in their ways. Why?
Redemption says, it's my understanding that they were black. Yep. Rod Nika and them was definitely black. C. Dot is laughing at the smell of roach.
Yeah, because I was just saying that crap to my sister the other day. Like, yo, you could smell roaches, man.
London Taylor says, I've been jumped a few times. I've never been beat. I'm gonna tell you like this: if you've been jumped, you wasn't beat. Period. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
They had to jump you. So, Ms. Ravioli said, I would subpoena the video footage. Excuse me. I would collect the names of all parties involved. I would request the unredacted police reports and the names of all involved. And then she says, what Miss Ravioli do? All right, Mills Lane says duality. Salute. Salute Mills Lane. Salute to Mills Lane on the check-in. Salute to that, brother. London Taylor says, I can never touch my kids unless he turned 18 and hit me first. Laugh out loud.
Well.
And then by then you got to
you thumping with them at 18. Like, I mean, I'm not hitting my child now. She's young, you know what I'm saying, for many reasons. But at an older age and she come crazy, I'm not going down.
All right,
I have daughters and they can get this work. Just don't try me like that. Like, go ahead and find something nice to play with, but you don't want to do that because I got that hand, boy. I'm coming with it.
Be careful, schoolboy.
At 18? At 18, bro? Like, come on, yo. You can't.
No, you should be done hitting them at that point.
Yeah.
I don't hit them at all.
And they shouldn't be putting their hands on adults, like on other people. I teach my kids now, keep your hands, don't even hit each other because you never know when somebody's having a bad day and they be done hurt you.
Right. So the Mexican said, Virginia Slim said, the Mexicans.
Yeah, the Mexicans was in there. They had to be busting somebody's table. They had to be.
Oh, Mexicans mind their business
themselves. They mind their business. Y'all know that.
Yeah. they was like, oh, perdóname. Alone.
So, World Financial Group says, I'm Haitian, so my family was too deep and crazy for the bullshit. Age was just another statistic, and it didn't matter the number. Well, Saga fed to you, no doubt. Why we too. All right, so we're probably Creole people, but you know, I'm proud of my culture as well.
Me too.
Anyway, oh yeah, that's right. Mocha is also Haitian as well. So we found the video, and it's simply titled "McDonald's Beating."
That's exactly what it was.
We're playing this for research purposes, and this is just to say that if this was McDonald's, we don't think that they would have got away with that bullshit that they just did at Chili's. Because at Chili's, you know, the people she was probably working with were probably like all like younger white kids. That was like, well, that's her problem, not our problem.
Yeah.
At McDonald's, you would have got the shit beat out of you. And here's proof.
That's all right.
There's some proof. This is from some years ago from the McDonald's in Manhattan. It says the report includes graphic content.
He ran to the back. You didn't see that part. Here he come back. Yeah. Get your ass from back here. What I say? What I say? Huh?
Oh, you want him to stop now. Now you want him to stop.
It's too late to call the cops. I should have called the cops before they jumped on that counter.
Yeah. See, I don't like that. You want to say stop, and cry in agony. Where was that agony when these niggas was jumping over the fucking counter?
This man was obviously afraid for his life. Right. He had no clue what was going to happen. He had assailants possibly trying to get to the register.
Right.
The judge had to let that go immediately. Yeah.
This is a retroactive video we're playing, a story that we're examining, the difference between McDonald's and Chili's, especially based on the demographic of the people that work there. Some people been through too much trauma to allow people to run up on them like that. So as Schoolboy pointed, one of the lesbians, they both are lesbians, I believe. This is West 3rd in Manhattan, which is known as the Village, where, you know, it's either like hippies or like, you know, cultured people who like to go to the comedy club, or pretty much gay people like to hang out there. It's just well known that that's the area for that. And the one lady in the gray sweater, she jumps on the counter, and the other one already ran behind the counter. So they both were like attacking him from two different angles. So he had to really defend himself in this situation. And the way he did it was just honorable.
Come on, this nigga walking across the counter and shit. Yeah, you got to get this work now.
Wow.
When they went down, he kept hitting them.
Right.
But no, he didn't have to swing his arm back that far. Like, he didn't have to do all that. He brought it from back here. Like,
she tried to get up.
He's like, no. You gotta wait till the police come.
He stopped. She tried to get up. Pow! He hit it like the guacamole things. The whack-a-mole and the fucking shit. This man like, oh shit, my nigga, yo, chill. But hit him again, nigga. I want to see this shit.
Nah, but yo, you know what? I would have been afraid to take that man in that mode. He was obviously at work doing a lot. You know?
Look at the white lady.
And she's in agony now.
I don't know what to do.
Right, I'm just gonna say something, but I don't need to put my hands on this man while he has a stick in his hand. He's gonna hit me in the face.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! That's how she sounded like she was doing it.
Bro, the way he beat the brakes off of them, they will never. When they go to McDonald's from now on, yes sir. Can I have some nuggets, please?
No, you're right. Unless they jump him after.
Yeah.
After his shit.
They over there giving tips at McDonald's now. Please don't beat my ass, bro.
I don't think they will ever I don't think they will ever, you know what I mean, try to play somebody at McDonald's. More or less, I don't think they're gonna go to McDonald's, to be honest.
Probably not. They
let's just not go to those McDonald's over here. Let's go to the one on the other street.
I think that if I got beat that bad at McDonald's, I would just be sour about going to McDonald's. You know?
Period.
Oh, yeah.
I just wouldn't go. Like every time I see McDonald's, I don't fuck with McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
Like, why you don't want to go to McDonald's? I don't give a fuck now.
I just don't fuck with McDonald's no more. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I knew you looked familiar. I see you on the news that time. But speaking of McDonald's, you know, we're gonna go to Chicago. We're gonna go to the McDonald's in Chicago. And as some of you may know, Chicago is on fire.
Ooh, on fire.
Not necessarily for what is usually on fire for, with us killing each other, but it's a lot of protesting and looting going on. I think a while back somebody said that they believe looting is reparations. They said that publicly, and they just been going ham. And finally, I want to say, hold on. I want to say that at least the direction, the anger is being pointed in the right direction. At least I'll say that much for Chicago, because you know, people are definitely been you know, killing each other for too long in Chicago. But speaking of McDonald's, some Chicago looters have smashed the Ronald McDonald House with terrified kids inside. Is the article that is the title of the article that comes to us from the New York Post. So I don't know if they put in sauce on it. We're gonna explore it. We're gonna see what's up. There's a video. If the video if we need more information, I'll read the article, but we're gonna let the video speak for itself.
Home, including a visit with a 3-foot-tall llama, because Owen loves llamas. Well, he's been fighting through chemotherapy, feeding tubes, bone marrow surgery, and major abdominal surgery because of cancer. But he couldn't get home for his birthday because rioters were attacking the Ronald McDonald House where he's been staying in Chicago. Senior correspondent Rick Leventhal has more on that story and the rest of our riot roundup tonight. Good evening, Rick.
Good evening, Shannon. It's so hard to understand why anyone would attack a Ronald McDonald House, which provides a home for families while their child gets cancer treatment. But rioters in Chicago broke windows in the front door of the facility while families and their sick kids slept inside. And for a while, the residents were kept on lockdown. And that included young baby Owen, who missed his birthday party amid a slew of cancer treatments. A GoFundMe page was launched to help pay bills for Owen, his two brothers, and their parents. They've almost reached their $30,000 goal. Not far from the house under siege, a very different scene played out in Englewood on Chicago's South Side, where residents stood up against BLM protesters trying to demonstrate outside a police precinct there. The locals protected their turf, forcing the crowd to go somewhere else.
If you ain't from Englewood, get the f*** out of here.
A lot of people saying that the looting downtown sparked from Englewood. We're not having that. It didn't spark from Englewood. Those are opportunists. They weren't going to come to Englewood antagonizing our police. And then when they go back home to the north side in Indiana, our police is bitter and they're beating up our little black boys.
Chicago's mayor says the looting Sunday night was a planned attack involving U-Haul trucks and cargo vans and sophisticated equipment to cut metal and break into stores. Some of the businesses may never reopen. More than 100 people have been arrested, but many others escaped. So police created a task force and launched a website with images of the most wanted, asking the public for help, even though prosecutors have been reluctant to press charges.
I think a reasonable person, it'd be extremely frustrating if you put hours of work in and then you just see the person the very next day. But at the end of the day, the police officers, we don't write the law. I don't write sentencing guidelines. Our job is to go arrest them and turn them over to the criminal justice system.
Meanwhile, in Kenton, Oregon, residents are livid after a brand new outdoor seating area was torched by a BLM Antifa group. The plaza was designed to expand capacity for restaurants there, but most of it was damaged or destroyed. The Kenton Business Association started its own GoFundMe page to help rebuild that Denver Avenue Plaza, which obviously wouldn't be necessary, Shannon, if the protesters didn't loot and burn it. Shannon?
Yeah, a lot of damage. In a lot of cities, it's going to take a lot of time to clean up. Rick Leventhal, thank you.
Sure.
All right, so that, they pretty much summed up even my next topic, which was that there were black people, going against the rioters, which is Excuse me, there was an ad playing on one of the articles. Yeah, so that, so I wanted to bring that up as well. However, we're going to talk about the story at hand about them smashing the Ronald McDonald's Playhouse windows. But before we talk about that, we never got to the comments about the McDonald's ass whipping, so I think we should just we should acknowledge those really quick. So it says, World Financial Group says overkill. School was in session today. Bet they learned a lesson though. Laugh out loud. Mills Lane says McDonald's should award the worker with the golden hairnet for this bravery, for his bravery. Yeah, not only a golden hairnet, but whatever that thing was he was hitting them with, that should be bronzed. Just put on the wall. And just put on the wall serve as a reminder to all people who come in McDonald's disrespectfully that they can get hands put on them.
They just gotta call that the act right stick.
Right. Lorville says, why do lesbian women think they can fight men? It's impossible. I don't know, man. I think
facts.
I don't in general and overall, yes, you're right. But let's not act like there's not some men that can get their ass beat by a woman and or lesbian. So Virginia Slim says, dude been dealing with asshole tourists and rude customers all day. They earned that ass whipping. They definitely did earn that ass whipping. Mills Lane said, Akeem from McDowell's. Akeem definitely used that mop stick to fuck up some shit. So that's pretty yeah. London Taylor says that's passive aggression.
Yeah.
And Keenan Khan says, if you zoom in, you can see the white meat being bust open. And then C-Dot says they haven't ate McDonald's since. Yeah, I think that they weren't eating McDonald's since. Mills Lane says he's guilty of what he was charged in the previous comment. Virginia Slim says looting is reparations. So now we're going into what we're speaking about. So looting is reparations. Is one of the most asinine comments I've ever heard. Slim says, notice they painted the sob story before focusing on the riots. Fox
Yeah.
And Redemption says, drop an atomic bomb on Chicago and start the fuck over. London Taylor says, only Lansky type of feeble men get their ass beaten by females. So perfect example. There are scrawny dudes out there who will get their ass beat by a woman. So anyway, moving on. We don't like to take shots at other content creators over here, but that was a prime example. But anyway, let's talk about this situation. Smashing the Ronald McDonald house is a special kind of evil, internet says. So, but like one of the comments said, they kind of painted the picture, the sob story. But what's your thoughts on it? I'm gonna start with you, Mocha. What's your thoughts on it?
They did paint the sob story. I was gonna say that. The looting, I'm not for it, but I'm not totally against it. Should they have to do stuff like where hospitals are or kids that are sick? Maybe not. Nah, I'm not opposed to it. I think I might just leave it there before I get myself all caught up.
Well, let's focus on the story at hand. You're not opposed to looting, but that wasn't a story of looting. Looting came after. They just smashed the windows.
That's all they did.
Right. So,
Listen, they coming together. They not killing each other.
You can leave it there if you want. All right. V, what's your thoughts?
I was listening, and I think that this is just another case of, the news trying to make Black people sometimes seem more aggressive than what they are. Even when we had the whole George Floyd protests that were going on, a lot of the looters were, not Black. A lot of them who started the looting was not Black. So, I mean, in this instance, you guys want to make a big story about them breaking some windows, like, at the very least, they didn't do anything else, so I think that they're just pretty much, making this bigger than what it is. And they don't want to focus on Black people coming together because that's not a big story to sell. They want Black people to look like savages. Yeah. And trying to tell that story about them going into the Ronald McDonald house, like that's a reach right there.
Right. Schoolboy?
Chicago is sort of like that kid that gets on the train and is like, please buy my candy so I don't have to be on the street and rob people, because I don't want to rob people like the people that's on the train like I was doing last week. So last week Chicago was like, last week we killed 100 people and 200 people were shot. This week we just breaking into the Apple store. Everybody should be happy. You know what I'm saying? They got to see. We should be happy with this, all right? They were failing last week.
Yeah, I think a police commissioner or something like that was trying to say that they're going to try to open up more jobs, because clearly there's not enough jobs for them to get into, so they have the result to doing something like this. It is a pandemic, but I still feel like more jobs should be opened up to them. That state is ran by Black people. We should be in some of those big positions, and I think a lot of that loot and stuff came from them not having no jobs like that out there.
I agree. Another thing that I've been focused on in this election cycle is the fact that somebody brought it up. Like, think about this. In the last 20 years, we haven't really gotten to vote for any real policies. We just get to vote for personalities. Like, vote for Obama. Okay, what's Obama's plan for more jobs and easier access to loans and capital? Right. Well, just vote him in and we'll figure it out. And now they're going to do the same thing with Kamala Harris. But here's the thing. The funny thing about it is every time we get a vice president, what's the first thing the vice president does? Shuts the hell up. And you don't hear nothing from them. So I don't know why people are expecting Kamala Harris to be in the back room somewhere really working no deals, man. The deals that she worked when she was at the top of the food chain was locking people up. Yeah. So we should expect that from her.
And anyway. I think Black people are the only people who really are guilty of, not really putting themselves behind people, because you have the other races of people and the other groups of people, like you have the gay and lesbian community, the Hispanics, the Asians. They are the ones who do stand behind policies because they find a representative in politics to represent them in the policies that they want. Black people are just main people who will just stand by and like, okay, well, let's just get them in there, and we got to change that.
All right. Well, my thoughts on smashing of the Ronald McDonald's Playhouse is that nobody was harmed. They showed us the kid. They showed us the GoFundMe. Yes, we're sad that you have cancer and things like that, but
now it's cat.
Right. Don't lump it together. They, when they smash windows, they're pretty much walking down the block and they're smashing all the windows. So it's not like they targeted the Playhouse and was like, get the kids, you know what I mean?
That's how they making it seem.
Right, come on, and then they talking about the Antifa, Black Lives Matter, come on with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get to the comments. And Virginia Sim says, notice we read that one already. Redemption says we read that one already. And Antoinette says smashing, we read that already as well. Special kind of evil, she called it. Louisville in the league. During protests here in Nashville, we had to check some white liberal protesters because they wanted to throw bricks at a HBCU. Wow, that's interesting. And if anybody's confused, which I'm not assuming the audience doesn't know things, but that does mean historic Black college university, right? Schoolboy?
That's correct. Yeah, historically Black colleges and universities.
Right. Muhammad Shakur says buffering. It says that a lot. I don't know. Is that your computer, Muhammad? I don't know. Anybody else buffering, or is that just like your new hashtag? I don't know. Anyway, Virginia Slim says they also lump BLM with the Antifa when we've seen Antifa responsible for majority of the riots versus Black Lives Matter's peaceful protests, and I'm prone to agree with that. Yeah. Redemption says obvious about what? I don't know who she's talking to. Did anybody say something about obvious? I'm being obvious. Redemption, if you want to reiterate what you meant, feel free to put it in the chat. Mohammed Exco says slim, they're working together. So I don't think they're working together per se. I'm not saying that the organization, I don't know what the organization is doing, but let's not act like everybody who protests and or riots and or loots is down with the actual organization. They might just be out there for the moment to do what they see an opportunity to do. So everybody who's out there is not down with the actual organization. They just down with the slogan and the cause, but they're not necessarily down with the organization. But the organization itself is capitalizing off of the power of the people. Just like we spoke a while back about the No Fucking Around coalition, which I did a little bit more homework on what it takes to have a coalition in this country. And in a lot of states in this country, not only is having a coalition illegal, but in the states where it's legal, you have to actually apply for it. And when you apply, which is another interesting point, but when you apply for it, you have to actually to march in military form with the outfits and the guns. You have to be protecting protesters, which brings a whole nother light to the NFAC, what they was doing when they marched on Stone Mountain. Like our homie Slick, who was up here on the show twice talking about his time he had down there, he was one of the protesters. So the fact that they got protesters to come is what even allowed them to say we're here to protect the protesters legally and do what they did legally, right? So so again, a lot of these organizations are capitalizing off of the protesters, and the protesters are not necessarily down with the organizations. So I don't know what the organization is doing, but let's not act like the riots were just Antifa, Black Lives Matter. Like, that's dangerous, because then they can paint anybody who protests as some type of extremist,
Right.
and then they can lock you up under different grounds. Where it's
some kids that's really just fed up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just fed up with what's going on in a city, in a zone. Really just fed up about kids dying. Really just fed up about not having no good jobs. Really just fed up about their parents still being on public assistance and all that. These are some kids that's really just fed up, I feel like.
right.
And there's some white people in there doing it along with them too.
Right. And so and even the white people that are fucking shit up when they out there, they, like the organizations, are piggybacking off the situation. I think it was Schoolboy who also said this before. If the situation didn't exist, those people wouldn't be able to piggyback off of what's going on. So at the end of the day, you still got to fix the situation as allowing people to be frustrated or causing people to be frustrated and validating them when they're going out there to put in that work. And then Muhammad X says, actually, Asians don't stand behind anyone, even if they were involved in politics. It's very minute, but the Alphabet Squad is definitely involved with the politics. I mean, I don't know.
I don't remember saying Asians, but I definitely said the Hispanics and the lesbian and gay community, because those were some of the biggest campaigns that was behind Obama when Obama was getting into office. And because they put a lot of money behind him, he got things done for them while he was in office.
Right. And then then the other thing is they get a lot of respect for people that don't stand behind politicians. So I don't know. I think you have to do more homework on that, because if they don't stand behind no politicians, then how the fuck we got a Chinatown?
That's what I'm saying.
They stand behind.
Sorry, because one of the things that sophisticated electorates do is that they actually hire or rent politicians. That's the reason why you can have a Chinatown, because they say, okay, cool. Well, who's the district, leader here? Okay, well, here goes $100,000 for your campaign, and we're expecting that we'll be able to partition off the city like this. Make that happen for us. Matter of fact, we'll draft up some paperwork, and we just need you to put this in through the legislature. Next thing you know, they're getting all kind of tax credits and stuff like that to build. And we have to do the same thing. Like, that's what Donald Trump did to get his money.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's dad was like, okay, cool. Bill, you're on the city council, and when these tenement blocks come up, I need you to make sure that my company gets those contracts. And that's exactly what happened. And they became multimillionaires overnight. And that's why I keep telling black folks, like, I'm actually about to Logic, we've spoken about this, but I'm actually about to start looking for government contracts. The government is a kingmaker in this world. Go to them because they have the money. Do what they want you to do and take the bag. It's just that simple.
So
everybody who, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, everybody who has billions of dollars today has those billions of dollars today because they became government contractors. Amazon, Google. Google started off as a search engine for the intelligence community. When they put the satellite up and they started tracking everybody's phone calls and stuff like that, they had all this data. They didn't know what to do with it. And so they were like, hey, can somebody in the tech world find out how to parse all this data? Google was the one who did that. And then they took that technology and put it on the internet for everybody else to use.
Wow. That's interesting. And people who don't think that the government is tracking your phone calls, pay attention.
They got another thing coming. Yes, they
Pay attention. Virginia Slim says, Muhammad, you're talking about Soros funded, and I agree. I'm talking about the grassroots protests. I believe we addressed that, but I agree with that. World Financial Group says Fox has a narrative, and you as US being thugs is what sells to their viewers. Right. And a black official at a high level is not going. Said this is Redemption Song 76 talking, saying a black official at a high level is not going to push a black agenda. The only hope for that type of fuckery was Jesse Jackson in the 80s. We need to stop expecting this. London Taylor says, internet, no manners this afternoon. Blessings. And Redemption says, obvious was a continuation from a previous comment. Please refer to my previous statement above. Okay. I think we probably mentioned that statement, but now I'm kind of like very deep in the comments. But if you can like put them together and put it back in one chat, I'll address it again. If not, I hope we addressed it the first time in the first comment. Kelso says, top of the morning, good people. God bless. Salute to you, Kelso. Always good to see you on the check-in. You missed some content that I think you would have loved. In particular, some people getting their ass beat from a retroactive story we went over in behind the counter at McDonald's. JJ says, isn't BLM and Antifa two different groups? They are. Kelso says, you have to apply for a coalition. That's unconstitutional, isn't it? Ain't it? Listen, man, we'll go over this in another show, but look it up. Just look it up, how to form a coalition. You'll see that in the states where coalitions are even legal, because they're not legal in every state, that you have to go ahead and apply for that shit. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to just create a military-like organization and think they're not going to have no paperwork on you. That's just unrealistic. You know what I mean? Mohammed Shakur says, Slim, just to go back to Kelso's thing, it would be unconstitutional for us not to have guns, but we still got to apply for them, right? So it's the same type of thing. Mohammed Shakur says, Slim, I get that, but they're still working together. BLM and Antifa, they're probably left in the dark with their respective objectives. Gotta look a certain way. Then he goes on to say that's true at what Smilez was saying. And then Slim says, agree, Muhammad. And Muhammad also agrees with what Schoolboy was saying. Chris says, good morning. Sorry for just coming on here. It's cool, man. You made it. You finally here. So that's what's up. That's all that counts. Good morning to you. London Taylor says, enlightening, Schoolboy. I didn't know that. That's what's up. World Financial Group says, facts at Schoolboy. And Virginia Slim says, lobbyists pay for policy and government support. There aren't that many black lobbyist groups in D.C. Redemption Song says, we can't even stay on the same page to vote. White folks will vote in drones for a subpar candidate, while we will claim to be woke and rally against anything. We can't even agree to boycott shit nowadays.
Well, here's the thing. And this is why I always tell people, who is the leader of the Asian voting bloc? Tell me who their candidate is. Nobody knows.
So your point is whoever wins, they just pay them? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Not only that, but they also have an agenda before they even start worrying about who they're going to vote for. Our issue is that we use the vote as the agenda, and we voting for people. We're not voting for policies. Then we turn around 20 years later and be like, how come nothing's changed? Because you didn't vote for anything. You voted for people. It's not the same thing. People die.
I agree with that, but I think her point still speaks to the fact that we can't even agree on an agenda.
We don't have to agree, because that's not agreement isn't the thing that we need. We don't necessarily need agreement. We need to make sure that if everybody, think about this, we all are from New York, but we all come from different communities in New York, right? Mm-hmm. So we all might have differing opinions and differing differing objectives. Mm-hmm. However, if we all voted for the objectives that we wanted and hired politicians, there would be progress in the things in our initiatives that we wanted to do. The issue is that if we all just vote for candidates that are cool, we'll get cool candidates that do everything else for other people, and we still won't be in any progress. And that's what we kind of locked ourselves into.
Okay. Antoinette says, London Taylor, I'm sorry, I'm driving. How are you? Listen, Antoinette, don't text and drive. Just Redemption says, obvious about it. Okay. Virginia Slim says Obama got the last free black vote. Harris and Biden shouldn't get shit without some tangibles.
Yes, man.
I agree with you. Shouldn't is a good word, but I think unfortunately it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. We just
they're going
We got to come together on their tangibles, even though it is going to happen. They just got to figure out exactly what they want, and then just.
They're not going to produce that. They're just going to guilt trip each other for not voting for Biden and Harris, and people are going to argue about who they voted for, and then they're going to tell people, "Oh, if you don't vote, you can't talk shit." And then people,
I hear that all the time.
And then guess what? There's going to be there's going to be more black people now that Harris and Biden is together that see through them. That's going to now vote for Trump. That's like. See, originally we just had the people that were like wanted to go against the grain on some. No, I make America great again and all that dumb shit. Which is like, when was America great? When your ancestors were slaves, dickhead. But at the same time, you had those people, but now you got the everyday average so-called black and or African American dude who's like, and woman that's like, well, you know, I did see Biden sniffing on a bunch of little girls and grabbing them up. I did see the clip. There's clips out there of Biden proud of the crime bills he put out there. You know what I mean? And talking reckless about black people and all types of crazy shit. Once you look into Harris's background, it's obvious that she was locking black people up, you know, crazy in the Bay
truancy.
For all types of
truancy. Like, seriously?
Teenagers.
Right. So once all of that comes out, there's going to be people that's going to be like, well, you know what? Trump did give me $600 a week to stay home.
Yo, but here's the thing. Here's the thing that I want to help the Harris people, because I honestly think, well, I'm pretty sure that the Democrats are going to win this cycle, to be honest with you. But I want Harris folks to stop trying to shame people. Like, we're not stupid. We've been around the block a couple times. Give me something to vote for. Instead of telling me to vote against Trump, give me something to vote for. Why should I vote for your ticket? But they can't never do that. All they can say is, well, you must just love Trump. It's like, no. That's not the point.
Right. And I hate people who argue like that, where it's like, just because you have a point, well, you must be down with this other point that no one agrees with. It's like, yo, it's not either or. It's like, listen, sometimes things aren't black and white. Sometimes we got to read in between shit. You know what I mean? So I like my business black and white, but outside of that, come on, bro. Like, we have to read deeper into this. Sometimes there's a gray area, and they both not shit. You know what I mean? They're both not shit at the end of the day. Muhammad Extracore says redemption. That's because they trust the policies that subpar candidate is running on. Plus, they invest in their campaign. Redemption says Muhammad, they stick to the party line no matter what because they fear becoming the minority. And Muhammad replies and says, no, they don't. It's never out of fear. So if y'all gonna keep going back, I'm not gonna read all of that. And London sends a shout out to internet again. Says have a productive day. And then says schoolboy always trying to play CB role.
What is that?
What's a CB?
I'm not sure. If you want to enlighten us what CB role is, hit us up. Redemption says we do have to be on one accord. The cool candidate idea is overblown. Lesser of two evils still prevails, whether you like it or not. And then we got people talking to each other. And then Muhammad Excore says, I'm going to have a criminal record if Harris and Biden get in office.
Sure are.
And Lord
right.
She gonna create laws for protesters. All kinds of
Yeah.
She gonna go hard.
Yeah, and
Lord
Bell says the 2021 crime bill is coming if Biden and Camilla wins. And Muhammad Excore says redemption, of course, you do, and I respect that. All right, so I'm not gonna read the rest of that. All right, so I just can't read. I can't read everybody going back and forth, guys. No disrespect. I just can't read everybody going back and forth. That's between.
Then it becomes their show, right?
So let's go to this next article that's in Chicago. Let's keep it in Chicago really quick. And says Chicago top cop retires after comparing police reforms to rape. I don't know how he did that. Well, let's see if the article gives us a little insight. A top cop in Chicago who's recently announced his retirement had just been suspended for almost a month for comparing police reform to rape, according to a report.
Good job, stupid.
Chief Fred Whaler, a 34-year-old veteran who is the force third in command, sparked a slew of complaints for the words he used in a meeting to attack plans to pull officers from street patrols, the Chicago Sun-Times said. And then they quote him saying, "Grope me, don't rape me." Whaler reportedly told the meeting at the HQ of losing his key officers. His comments left the room. His comments left the room in stunned silence. And one attendee told him, "Don't ever say that again."
Right. What the hell's wrong with you?
According to the paper, which cited an internal affairs report, another said that she was concerned for anyone in the room who may have had traumatic histories with that kind of abuse. Whaler said he apologized to all those he offended at the 18-person November meeting, but Internal Affairs recommended he be suspended for 14 days. The Sun-Times said nothing how rare it was for someone of his seniority to be pushed that way. The force top brass then decided to double the punishment and suspend him for 28 days. The report said no reason was given for the dramatic increase in his punishment in March. I think it's obvious what the reason is. The long suspension was an excuse to force him out. The president of the Fraternal Order of Police, John Costanza, told the Sun-Times, it's pretty disgusting that they would hammer him to that level, the union president said, calling Whaler's concerns about depleted police patrols well understood and 100% spot on. Whaler initially continued working using vacation and personal days to counter the suspension, the chief told the Sun-Times. On Saturday, he announced he was retiring at the age of 58. However, he insisted that it had nothing to do with the suspension, blaming the grind of the top job. Calling his punishment somewhat harsh, Whaler said he understood the message that they wanted to send. I was trying to make an emphatic point. Do I advocate for rape? No. It was meant in that context. He told the Chicago paper, looking back on it, they quote him saying it was inappropriate. Whaler said he spoke out as the watchdog for the patrol division was being depleted with officers moved to other units like the police academy. Everybody when they need bodies, patrol is where you go. But we also need those bodies to man those districts, he said. So I think he needs to, I think people forget a lot of times when they get in these positions that they still black.
Yeah.
I don't know how he forgot that because he's super black.
He black.
You know what I'm saying, man? Shining, boy.
Right. And I think they just use this man as an example. So anybody have any other words on that?
Yo, this is a perfect example of when black people get around certain types of white people, and a lot of times these people are police and they're in the military. They start talking just like the other white people around them and using their same talking points. But when it comes out your black ass mouth, your ass is getting fired. Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
Fast.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Schoolboy. Yeah,
I can't stand Negroes like this, bro.
Yeah, they get in a position and they start, chilling with them and playing whatever, going out with them, and they start talking like them. But once they speak, that's it. We black. That's it.
Right.
We're gonna get dealt. We're gonna get dealt with. Like, it doesn't matter what your position is in that job.
And then imagine talking that strong for the foot patrol in Chicago when y'all getting 100 people shot a week. Y'all not doing y'all job anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, sit your ass down somewhere, get the check and go home.
Right. Vanessa?
Sometimes they feel that if they don't get it into these standpoints that their jobs are now threatened, and they obviously want to continue to feed their family. So it's like, in a sense, I feel like everybody panders to that game, but it's really up to the individual as to how far that they're willing to go. Because sometimes you could, you can coast and chill and do what's absolutely necessary and go home. but you can also take it to that next level and end up in the situation that he's in right now. So it's really depending on the person, how far they're willing to go. And clearly he's had some experience in the coon department, and he wasn't afraid to shuck and jive one more time.
And it cost them his
At his expense, yeah.
It cost them his fucking job. All right, so we're gonna read these comments really quick, and we're gonna start to wrap it up. Vanessa, I know you have to leave soon. Thank you for sticking around. Laura Bell.
I'm off today, so I'm good.
All right. So we got a little time. We got a little wiggle room. As J Dub will call it, the nigga wiggle. Laura Bell says, okay, we read that one already. Muhammad again. So London says cock block, laugh out loud. My bad, bro. My bad. I'm just saying I ain't gotta read it all, you know what I mean? I ain't gotta read it all.
Y'all gonna stop flirting with my girl Antoinette in the comments too. That shit needs to chill, bro.
All right, I think we want all our women to feel safe here, so you know we're gonna relax. Virginia Slim says, "Bro, they even shame us about not voting. Period. Their go-to is black people have died for us the right to vote. So is your responsibility."
Yeah, they hit us with that. They hold that over our
always
head.
say that. I'm like, people died for people to have food, but that doesn't mean you got to eat everything. You know, you got hunters who died trying to kill bison in the early 1900s, but that don't mean like I got to eat every bison that shows up in my face. Just say.
Brooklyn Hodge says, "Am I wrong if I only vote local ballot?" My question is no. No, my answer.
I think you should actually if you're gonna vote anything.
Yeah, my answer is no. Mocha, your answer to that?
The same thing. That's all I do anyway.
Schoolboy.
I'm sorry. One more time. If you're wrong, no, absolutely not. Like I said, grab your local politics. Listen, if all the black people in this country would start buying the local politicians, we would get the president we want because we will be forcing their hand. Like if they want to get hired next year, they've got to start putting people in front of us who have an agenda for us. And you know, Kamala Harris is old. I'm not going to do nothing for black people. No, like that whole thing. I can't believe she said that, bro. She like just imagine this. One last thing. Just imagine this. Imagine if somebody gets hired on as the first Asian American, or let's say the first Chinese presidential candidate, and somebody says, "Hey, how do you feel about Chinatown getting credits for their Chinatowns around the country?" Oh, I don't, you know, I'm planning on getting rid of that. I can't do nothing about that. We can't have Chinese people only getting stuff just for Chinese people. That can't happen. Imagine that.
Oh, they'd be outraged.
You know what I'm saying? These Latino candidates come on here and say, "Hey, these folks in here are illegal. We got to give them amnesty." We got the Congressional Black Caucus out here, and we got to let these illegal folks up in here. Okay, and then you ask them about reparations. Oh, we just need to study that. We got to study that. All right, we ain't gonna really do nothing, but we gonna study it though. That's been 100 years, man.
So Redemption Song says, "Backwoods white folks are not concerned with the issues, the Bible Belt for that matter either." And Loyville says, "I'll watch later and go get." I'll watch later. Go get to the bag. Peace. Okay, no doubts. Peace to you. Muhammad, of course, says, "I doubt they even vote." Laugh out loud. Talking about the backwood white folks. Redemption Song says, "Brooklyn, no, but don't complain about the president in office." And Brooklyn Honcho says, "Okay." Redemption says, "They actually do. Do your really research this at? Do y'all really research this at all?" So when she says they actually do, I'm not sure if you're talking to Muhammad or us, because you guys are having a full-on discussion. And Muhammad says, "I have to do some political science assignments when I had to do some political science assignments when I lived in Nashville for a brief period, and I've had a few run-ins with the backwoods in Texas as well." And says, "It's one thing to do research, but it's another to actually live and or work within their vicinity." And she says that's an empirical experience. So speaking to the actual subject at hand, Muhammad says the officer played himself, which isn't surprising. I have no sympathy for him. He better hope he has his pension. Otherwise, sucks to be him. Laugh out loud.
Dirty.
Franchise Catering says, "Bing, bing, bing." And Brooklyn Honcho says, I have to look that word up, redemption, empirical. And Muhammad Shakur says, redemption, look at that. You put someone onto a new word. Good shit.
This is an educational program.
Yeah. And Franchise Catering says, trash analogy about voting, Vanessa.
That was actually a really good analogy.
No, and that's how I've always thought. And I'm not against people voting. Like, just because I don't vote, that doesn't mean I'm like, oh, nobody should vote here. No.
Yeah.
I think that voting is a good thing. I think that voting locally is more important than voting in an election. I do believe that these things are extremely important. But I do think it's a choice. So
Allow me to advocate for Vanessa's point a little bit too. And I'm not saying people don't vote. I'm not saying you must vote. I think people should vote, but I'm not trying to force people to vote, right? Yeah. But I will say this: when people try to say people died for your right to vote, the key word is your right. You know what I mean? The key term in that is your right. Like, your right means you have the right to do it, and you have the right not to do it. Yes. So, to say people die for your right to vote means you must vote. It's a little backwards, because it's like, no, they didn't die to force me to vote. They died so I can vote if I will voting. If I wanted to vote. So I'll just say
I
that.
really thought I was the only one in this. People used to make my family as well. When they
my dad is on me.
So bad, and
my dad is on me all the time.
Bad, but it was just like they felt bad for me, and I thought I was the only one on this stance. So that doesn't mean that I have a right, basically, like what Josh said, and that's good to somebody else.
Yo, but I think Franchise Catering is saying that was a trash analogy because they actually deal in food. They try to get everybody to eat up as much food as possible.
But I'm just saying, like, it's not to relate it, because obviously voting and food. These are really essential things that are out here, and truth be told, like, realistically, you got to think about this. People have died for a lot of things for us to be able to have access to voting, the right to walk down the street, the right to, for not to have Jim Crow laws. There's a lot of reasons why people died throughout history. Voting is not the only reason that people died. So I feel like it's important to know that and to appreciate whatever we do have now, because people died for a period. People died to make water. People died for, how many people were building the railroad tracks all across America? Just the freedom to be able to get on a train. People died for us to be able to do that. Like, very simple things. So I'm not against voting. I'm just saying people died for many things, including voting. So,
man, people sacrifice for us to sit on the front of the bus. Niggas still go to the back.
I didn't think about that, but that's absolutely.
I utilized that right.
Niggas go straight to the back. All right, Redemption Soul says, actual numbers don't lie. The white working class and disenfranchised have always voted against their economic interests in favor of a conservative white candidate. Numbers don't lie. And then she says, laugh out loud, Brooklyn. Mohammed says, those same numbers insist that black crimes. Hold on. There we go. Mohammed says those same numbers insist that black commit more crimes than whites, although it's proven that whites make up at least 5 times of our population. So numbers are off. Slim says these candidates need to read Ice Cube's A Contract with Black America. I think we're going to talk about Ice Cube tomorrow. He's trending right now on his stance on, not all Black Americans or quote unquote Black Americans are from Africa or came here on a slave ship. So
yep.
I think that's good.
A lot of them were originally here, and they don't talk about this. It's a very small percentage of people who were brought here on slave ships.
Right. So I think we're going to have that conversation when we have more time to dive into it. London Taylor says, I agree with Schoolboy, but the issue is black people want to line up and fight over Popeye's chicken burgers.
Damn.
But never invest and find a million excuses not to invest in politics. And we can't argue with you there.
No, not even with Jordan. Same thing.
Niggas was going crazy over those chicken sandwiches.
Oh, God.
But you can't get them to invest in shit together or boycott anything at the same time. I remember when we was trying to boycott Black Fridays a few holidays ago.
Yeah.
That was a big argument online. People were like, fuck that. I'm getting my laptop. I'm getting my
And I think the stores made more deals because they knew that they knew that they were pandering to a certain community. They were just like, nah, like we would normally make it 30% off, 50% off today now. And niggas are sitting at home like, ooh.
So Franchise Catering says, I get what y'all saying, but it's just a bad analogy. Laugh out loud. Muhammad says, Slim, they can do that, but if we're not going to establish an interest group and invest in their campaigns, then they can only do so much.
I agree with that.
Muhammad also says, P.S. Our ancestors didn't die to vote. They were murdered for thinking they can be actual citizens.
Also agree with that.
Slim says, Slim says, yup, Muhammad, money talks every single time. And London Taylor is laughing. Good. We like for us to laugh when we think here. Slim says, Smiles been sipping on that same drink for at least 2 hours.
No, I actually got a refill.
She did.
I got one refill. Yeah, I had a bottle of water. I got one refill.
She got back and was like, I was like, yeah, that cup refilled.
All right, so this next article, which might probably be our last article for the day, even though we got some time. We don't want to abuse our time we have here with our co-hosts and your time. We want to appreciate it. We appreciate everybody on the check-in. We see the likes going up gradually. We see the views of the live views looking good. We appreciate that. However, we're going to go to this next article that comes to us from the Daily News, and I'm going to say off top, New York, we have to do better. We're starting to look like Chicago out here. And
we starting to look like Chicago.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's true. Our coaches.
Oh shit.
You know, we were speaking behind the scenes, and our coaches getting more. Our gang coaches increasingly looking like Chicago. Our music is sounding a lot more like Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
But this particular one stood out to me. It says Brooklyn bar patron gunned down in the street after walking off with another customer's cigarette lighter. Oh my! So it says a Brooklyn bar fly swiped another man's cigarette lighter and paid for it with his life. Quan Blunt walked out of the New Heights bar and restaurant around 1:20 a.m. and Wednesday, carrying the borrowed lighter with the infuriated. Excuse me, I'm just fucking up this morning. Infuriated. So fuck it. The tight lender chasing him down the street and squeezing off 5 fatal shots on St. Mark's near Schenectady Avenue, police said. Damn.
Oh God. Damn.
Yeah, that's right up the block. That is so sad.
Yeah.
That place has been getting, more and more heavier every time I pass it. And they start early. You know what I'm saying? And that's a biker place. That's places where the bikers go, and they be partying and stuff like that. That's awful.
He couldn't ask him for the lighter though?
I mean, I don't know, but it says security video shows the gunman fighting with Blunt, 28, before the shooter fired once as the pair ran around a parked car. Blunt collapsed to the ground, and as the shooter pumped 2 more point-blank gunshots into the doomed man before bolting into the night. Blunt, the father of an infant boy, was struck in the arm and abdomen and died at Interfaith Medical Center.
That's where I was born. Wow.
And it goes on to say, I know, they quote somebody saying, I know it was definitely over a lighter, said Maurice, a cousin of the victim, while shaking his head. He has a little boy that's not even 1. The victim was inside the bar when he asked to borrow the lighter from another patron before making the fatal mistake of taking it with him. Police sources said the lighter owner followed Blunt outside where an argument ensued and the fatal bullets were fired. And I believe this is a picture of the man. So, rest in peace to him. It says Blunt liked to cook and serve his community. Recall Lindsay, he was a family man, a good person, sweet person. He'd give you his last if he had to. He just wanted to make a way for his 5 kids, Lizzie added. He was just hanging out. He was killed over some nonsense. Another relative who asked not to be identified said Blunt was a loving man and a good father. He wanted to be a chef. The relative said, he just bought a house in New Jersey. Wow. Police said the victim had 9 prior arrests including charges of this is the shit
Why would they throw that shit in there? That shit has nothing to do with what happened to him.
Right. And this is I remember we had this discussion with J Doug previously, and we tried to explain to him that they always, for no reason, put up somebody's criminal history when it doesn't matter. And he's they just said it, the victim. Before they mentioned the arrest, the victim. Why the fuck would it matter that he had 9 previous arrests in the situation where he was the victim?
After they just put it saying that he had this, he had that, he want to be this, he aspired to that, and then be like, yeah, but he did have these arrests. That's what that's sad.
It's ridiculous. It shouldn't make any sense. But I'm going to play the video for research purposes. We like to play videos when there is a video. So if you don't want to watch this crudeness, feel free to tune back in a minute. But this is the video. It's only 40 seconds long. So
God.
Right. So as they say, he chased him around the car, shot him, and when he got behind the car, and then shot him again once he caught up to him. So that's what the video shows. And
yeah, that's murder right there.
That place
not only
is
did
trash,
you shoot him,
that place is
you
really
went up
bad.
to him to put lugs in him too. Like
that place is bad, yo.
There had to be more. It's more than just a light. It had to be. There's no way.
They drinking there. They drinking crazy. They eating crazy. It's horrible over there. I'm sorry.
So as a person, as a former smoker, you know, the lighter situation gets kind of hairy. Nah, I'm just saying, like when you're around people you don't know, and you never know, like people be doing time and shit. They be feeling real funny about their lighters. Yo, don't steal my lighter, dog. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas always be thieving and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some people really get upset about it. And he probably said something like, yo, give me back my lighter. He might have said, yo, I don't have your lighter. Well, this is my lighter now. Or some shit.
Let's not say probably. Let's say
could
could have. Let's just say could have.
Could have. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? It's possible something happened there. If it's about a lighter, something happened in the exchange. Like, can I have my lighter back? Why did you take my lighter? Or he might have told him before he gave him the lighter, don't walk out of here with my lighter in your pocket. And it's unfortunate, but some people take that seriously. Like, I know somebody that used to be like, yo, if you take my lighter, he would really get pissed. I mean, he wouldn't fight, but you could tell that if it was somebody weaker, he probably would have been like, yo, I'm gonna punch this nigga in his mouth just off the string. So people know not to take my lighter.
But it's something that happens all the time.
Let me let you guys get your vote up before I say what I have to say. So, Schoolboy, are you done?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Mocha and then Vanessa.
It's just bringing a lot of uncomfortableness to my stomach because I know about that place.
Right.
And that place is trash.
Okay. I'll accept that. I don't like to party locally myself unless it's a certain type of audience, certain type of crowd. Vanessa?
Yeah, and Mocha, I'm glad that you pointed that out, that the fact that they were drinking, because that has a lot to do with it. A lot of people really do get liquid courage when it comes to situations. Maybe if liquor was not involved, that man would still have his life till this day. These situations, they shouldn't happen because people steal lighters all the time. People take lighters all the time. That's a common thing. Even for me, I used to be tight in college. Everybody used to take my lighter all the time. I used to be like bad tight, but what am I going to do? Shoot up the school? Like, that's not, that's not really necessary all the time. And sometimes certain shit just comes with the game. And I just feel like, there had to be another exchange that, was fused by liquor that caused this outcome.
Brooklyn Honcho, I know you're in the audience. You from Brooklyn. Let us know if you ever been to this spot right here. My take on it is that I think definitely there was more to it than the lighter. I think the lighter was just, the spark, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to allege what was said, like Schoolboy did.
I mean, it's only a limited amount of things. Schoolboy hit on at least one of them, like allegedly. But,
he could have.
The guy definitely probably said some, I mean, yeah, he's mad about the lighter, but I think it's deeper than that. I think it's more of a thing. I think it's more of a situation as to where if it was an argument, you know what I mean, over a lighter, it's more of a situation where niggas is scared to fight. You know what I mean? Like whoever was arguing with him, I'm arguing with him, and now the argument went wherever it went, no matter what it was over. And I'm the type, I'm not going to fight you after we get to that part.
Or threats could have been made. He could have made a threat against him, and niggas don't take threats too kindly.
Right. So, yeah. So exactly. So you know what I mean? It's like, yo, like, even threat or not, like the argument part. Once niggas say, all right, well, what you want to do? I mean, like, have a fight. Just have a fight. Throw your hands. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the bottom line. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's like, throw your hands. Like, if you mad at this nigga for taking your lighter, throw your hands. And then that's it. It's over. Y'all niggas fought. Y'all go back in the bar and finish drinking. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck you gotta shoot a nigga because y'all argued over a lighter? Because it could have been an argument over anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've known situations, especially in the 90s, niggas get shot for stepping on somebody's shoe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Niggas getting into arguments over all types of shit. But the fact is, you can't, fight. Now you got to shoot a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to shoot somebody. You know what I mean? And that to me, that's the tragic part. That's the bitch nigga part. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude didn't deserve to have his life taken over no fucking argument. You know what I mean? So to me, that's my feedback. I'm gonna go to the comments. Redemption says slim, slow sip mimosa. Laugh out loud. Muhammad says Redemption, I disagree. Oh man, they stay with the going back and forth. Listen, I might have to have y'all on the show together and be like some political analysts, and then y'all could y'all could throw the big words around or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Muhammad got a show that's going to come up on the network soon too. And if you see, Muhammad is also on another show that's on his network called Rebuilding Black Families. You can see him co-host on there. If anybody's curious, he's definitely opinionated. So as you can see, so watch if you haven't, go to the page and watch Rebuilding Black Families, and you'll see Muhammad on that show. Virginia Slim says, shaking my head, imagine being lit up over a lighter, senseless. Muhammad X says, I just knew they were going to bring up his rap sheet if he had one. That exactly. Muhammad X said, I know J Doug was happy about that, shaking my head. HB2N says, do people feel the same about people they date too when it comes to rap sheets? I never recall asking a woman if she had a rap sheet before I, kicked it with her.
I don't ask a nigga either. And honestly, if he does have a rap sheet, it's a little bit more attractive, just a little bit.
But wouldn't it depend what's on that rap sheet?
I just know that he can handle this up in jail. Yeah, as long as you ain't into no like child pornography or no pedophilia, no shit like that, like it's cool.
Not every nigga that went to jail handled himself in jail. A lot of niggas come home acting tough.
That's true too.
Did not handle themselves.
Right.
Bitch.
They got handled.
Yes. And they don't want to tell you.
Right. You know what I mean? So, and the nigga who handled him still in there, so he can't speak for himself, Mocha, what about you? Rap sheet? Do you ask for a rap sheet when you about to date somebody, or?
I think I should go further, yes.
Should go further, but you haven't in the past?
Nah.
You found out the hard way? You found out the hard way?
Yeah, I did find out the hard way, and it was embarrassing. But that's why I said going further, I should, yes.
All right. So yeah, Schoolboy, you want to answer that? You ask your women for rap sheets? Your type. The mic is on Teddy Riley. But
yeah, it was on mute. But yo, crazy story. Since I've been out here in Virginia, man, I've been coming across all kind of rap sheets. Like this chick had attempted murder. She was like, "But I beat the rap." It's like, okay, all right. The other one got caught up with the folks, and the police talking about she assaulted them. She like this big, and I'm just like, damn, son, you got problems with the police out here? I'm just like, damn, like I don't know what my life has devolved into, but I'm attracted to feelings out there.
That's what them streets bring. Them streets.
All right, so let's go to the next question. So London Taylor says, where was that? That was in Brooklyn on St. Mark's, which I used to live on St. Mark's.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to live.
Yes. It wasn't. No, that's not Crown Heights. Yeah, wait.
No, it is.
Yeah, it's Crown Heights.
St. Mark's goes into Brownsville, but that's Crown Heights part of St. Mark's. So,
for the record, I'm not dating any of these women. I have to say that because the other day I'm watching my kids, and I found out that my kid's mom watches this show.
Oh yeah.
So she was like, "Yeah, you got all this time in the morning to do this damn morning show. Why don't you get another job, nigga?" It's like, yo, mind your business, goddammit.
All right, so London Taylor, once again, I was in Brooklyn in Crown Heights to be specific. Muhammad Excore says HB, I doubt it. Brooklyn Honcho says the media wants people to say good riddance to another black. That's why the criminal record is mentioned. Yeah, I can see that. I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see a certain type of demographic sitting at home watching this, you know, or looking at that article saying, "Well, another criminal gone."
Yeah,
You know?
or they find a way to justify it by doing that.
Right, like he probably was doing some crime when he with the lighter. Like, fuck out of here. So Mom H. Score says, he's quoting somebody. He says, "The world believes that white people are inherently good, so when they do something bad, then there's a good reason for it." I don't know who he's quoting or why it's in quotations, but that's a good comment. Virginia Sim says, "Jah, you need to stop ending the show with these somber topics." Listen, I actually, you know what I'm gonna do for you guys? I'm gonna play a topic where I'm gonna play a video that we can laugh at, and it's still, it's still a little somber, but it's in a sense where we can laugh at it.
Yo, the videos at the end be hilarious, yo.
Earlier, Brooklyn Honcho gave me credit and said the music videos. Here we go. The music videos on fire. The music videos on Friday were fire, no lie. So that's what's up. Thank you for that. Mohammed Short says the world believes that black people are inherently bad. So, okay, I think that's the same comment we already read. My fault. London Taylor says HB2N Wagwan. Brooklyn Honcho says somebody tell me what kind of liquor make anybody kill. I party in car and crib with me, myself, and I can't trust this crazy society.
Yo, if somebody have too many Coronas, they on one.
Yeah, I mean, alcoholic could get drunk off a wine cooler. If they got
Shout out to PBR. People talk a lot of mess about PBR, but PBR is a top quality alcohol. Actually, like I said before, PBR goes for $300 a bottle in Japan, baby. Yes, sir.
Wow.
And $2 American in the right bar.
Yeah, I don't appreciate the PBR slander in this.
HB2N says, I think they mentioned the rap sheet so you can see a pattern in behavior. Public opinion rarely sways court cases. I don't know, because I don't feel like I don't know if they bring up those same rap sheets when there's a white victim. You know what I mean? Like I haven't, and we'll look forward to that. We'll look in the future. But when there's a white victim, I rarely see their rap sheet brung up. You know what I mean? Not even really. I just haven't. I just never seen it. London Taylor says, even fighting over a lighter is petty, but I understand how people get aggy. I mean, I've definitely seen people get aggy over a lighter, but like I said, I don't think it was the lighter per se. I think the lighter is what sparked the argument.
Yeah, they be knowing each other at that spot. Listen, they know everybody at that spot. That spot is like they know each other inside of there, and they got beef with each other inside of there. That's a biker / social club.
The last lighter you'll ever take out this month.
Yeah, because the last time you took the lighter and you ain't give it back to me. It could have been crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? He could have been messing with one of his shorties, but that wasn't really his shorty. You know what I'm saying? It's really messy with those social clubs like that. That biker club, social club. He could have been having sex with one of his girlfriends, and he has a wife already. It just gets crazy inside those spots.
It could be anything. Like I said, I don't want to allege too much. I just want to say that at the end of the day, the argument obviously is what sparked the physical part, and niggas didn't get physical. Niggas just took it to the guns. I think that's the obvious part about it. HB2N salutes London Taylor's. HB2N also says during the COVID, niggas not trying to take no losses. HB2N says a lot of niggas folded in prison. That's a fact. And then he also goes on to say he respects her honesty, though. I think he's talking about you ladies talking about the rap sheet situation. Brooklyn Honcho says my name is David Alston, local 731. Look me up. I don't know. I don't know why you want us to look you up, Brooklyn Honcho. I don't. If I would have read that comment first, I probably wouldn't put it on the screen because you definitely don't want everybody looking you up, my dude. But salute to you, David. You know what I mean? Local 731. So salute to you for being part of a union rep, part of the Ranters union now. So, Mom H. Score says I do check to see if the woman has a criminal record. Virginia Slim says, in VA, we embrace our ratchets.
I want to see what Virginia Slim looks like.
Why?
I like to look at people.
Yeah. At least you're honest, Wish.
Mom Mexico says schoolboy devolve. Laughing at that. HB Twin said, yes, she do. HB Twin also says schoolboy baby mama a Terminator sent from the future.
Oh wow.
She's a very good person.
Go ahead, clarify that. Good.
She's a very good
Yeah, read that first. I'm about to say read that first and then say that.
She's a very good person. I think she's a wonderful human being.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
No doubt.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I hope my baby father think about me like that.
Keenan Carl says schoolboy baby mama is going to sue him for defamation of character.
Her character is understandable because none of us are perfect.
There you go. That's the right answer.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Redemption
I'm
says
good at this, man.
Redemption says Slim. What? Laugh out loud. I don't know what Slim said, but
She said something about ratchets in Virginia.
Oh, okay. Muhammad Exco says in every hood they embrace the ratchets. Shaking my head. London Taylor says, Keenan, what's the name of the lady on the top right? That will be Queen Mocha on the top right of the screen. Virginia Slim says, laugh out loud. Redemption, those females need love too. And HB Twin says, Keenan, yeah, she on his ass now. Talking about schoolboy's baby mother. Slim said, pause, B. Yeah, he's like, why you want to look at me, schoolboy? Fuck out of here. HB Twin says he can't say
it's a male?
It's a male?
That's a guy.
It's a guy? Okay, my bad.
Okay.
All right.
HB
Virginia Slim. Wow.
Hey, Slim.
Like the cigarette.
Oh, okay. I see now. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah. And niggas in the South, they do say, what up, Slim? Like they're not, it's not just like when like in the North where you just calling women Slim. It's like, you know, niggas say, what up, Slim? Like it's like calling somebody pimp or some shit. So HB2N says he can't even say it with a straight face.
I actually did say it with a straight face, and they put me on the big screen, baby.
And you
work at
were
this
smiling
shit, baby.
at the same time too.
Yeah.
Huh?
You were smiling too.
Yeah. 'Cause I don't have nothing but love in my heart for this woman.
Amen.
Right, baby.
Amen.
That's right.
Right. And HB2N says schoolboy, the realist. And then Brooklyn Honcho says school, I'm gonna head out. Keenan Carl says, London, I see what you did there. And then Slim specifies why he has his name. 6'7" from VA. Come on, son. Exactly. My thoughts exactly. So
Yikes. I don't want to see your picture no more. Goddamn. Virginia Slim just seems like a very attractive name for a man.
All right. So listen, we're gonna play this video. It's like 7 minutes long, but I think it's worth it. We can laugh at these people.
I don't want to watch this for 7 minutes, but go ahead.
Nah, it's worth it. It's worth it. Trust me. I watched all 7 minutes of this video already and was pleased. Basically, there's an organization from where J Doug and Steph is from. Steph put me on and told me that they were from actually Jacksonville that actually outs child predators. So this person who's outing these child predators is doing some like independent Chris Hansen type shit. And what they do is they meet up with the child predator, they film them, and they tell them, you know, I got all your text messages. You know, that was me, or you know, that was someone from the organization. And the shit is hilarious. I love seeing their expressions on their faces as they get outed, the things that they read from the texts. These people are worth being put on the big screen. And I know somebody said 7 minutes. Jeez. Trust me, it's worth it. Look at this nigga face already.
That's the don't let the niggas get me in jail face.
Right. And you know how they put the missing children faces everywhere? We need to put the pedophiles faces everywhere. Yeah. So look at every last one of these pedophiles. And if you're ever in Jacksonville, you see one of these motherfuckers, slap them in the face for me. Let's go.
You're not talking to a real little boy. The man on the phone is not actually 15, despite what, you know, he thought you were here to do. You got something to say? I'm sorry, you're here to meet a 15-year-old boy. You are. Yeah, your name's Hilliard, right? You're a security guard, all right? 55, 56 years old. You're missing all those teeth that you were talking about. You got those dentures in. You were telling the little boy, how old is the person you came here to chill with?
Look at this nigga.
Oh, God.
How they TikToking this? Oh, God.
Look at this nigga. He got Slim Jims in his hand. What is that? Yo, look at this nigga. I was so upset to see black people in the mix.
Yeah, this is just hurting my heart right now.
Look
at that top knot.
Look at this top knot. Look, all right, so all right, here we go.
And the little boy, how old is the person you came here to chill with?
15.
You're 15? What are you doing hanging out with a minor?
No, we're just friends.
You're just friends?
Yeah.
Okay, so you talk to your let's step down here away from everybody's apartments. And by the way, my name is Danny. And I'm gonna just walk behind you. I run an organization called Alliance Against Childhood Exploitation.
Okay.
I meet with adults who try to meet with minor children for inappropriate reasons. As you can see, I've got your chat log right here. Do you believe that your conversation? Are you James?
Yeah.
You want to tell me what you're doing here, James?
Hello, everyone.
I'm recording for my safety and yours.
Figured I'd come out here and look.
Look at what?
The apartment.
The apartment. So you're not here to meet a 15-year-old girl. James Bailey, 28 years old, from Callahan. It's not you? Okay. So you're here looking at apartments, or you're here to look for a 15-year-old girl that you're supposed to pick up? Okay. So you're not waiting for a 15-year-old girl. How do I know who you are? Look, man, you can talk to me or you can talk to the cops. So let's figure this out real quick. All right. The more you lie to me, the more I'm going to get pissed off and the more I am going to call the cops. You sent me pictures of your truck. You sent pictures of what you're wearing. You're here waiting for her to come downstairs to what, bags of trash, right? Sound about right? Yeah. Okay. So you're not here to look at apartments. You drove an hour away from your hometown to meet a little girl. John Bailey. What are you doing here?
John Bailey.
Yeah. What are you doing here? I'm sorry. Is that what you go by?
No.
Okay. Okay. What's your name?
John.
John. Who are you here to meet, John?
Stop hanging out, yes.
Okay. With who?
Trying to find some friends to hang out with.
With a 15-year-old?
15.
Yeah. You asked
Yo,
a
what
15-year-old
was
girl
that?
for pictures.
Yo, that was the beef from God that just came down.
Come on, man. By the way, you're number 100. Okay.
100.
There's supposed to 100 of you guys. So if you want to try to bullshit,
100.
No.
They caught 100 dickheads out there.
Wow. I want to be a part of that.
Yo, we might have to start our own show with this shit too. I don't know. This shit looks satisfying.
That's satisfying.
Catching these motherfuckers, getting their names, putting it out there.
Faces,
yeah,
faces.
faces.
You out here now. Yeah, we gotta come see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go.
Bullshit. Pull out your chat logs. Let's take a look.
Chat logs on what?
Where were you talking to her? Yeah. Hey, so now that I got you out of your car.
Oh, no.
Yeah, my name's Danny.
Yeah.
I run an organization called ACE.
Yeah.
I expose online child predators.
I know child predators.
All right, before you get in your car, I'm going to call CPS and I'm going to call the police. This is AJ Callahan, 34 years old. AJ from Callahan, 34 years old, has his screaming child, NPA B36, has his screaming child in the back of his car. He brought his 3-year-old little girl to come pick up a 15-year-old kid. Now he's driving away with no freaking lights, man. This guy's a danger. Hey, you're Bernard. Hey, I'm Danny. I run an organization called
Another nigga?
I'm fine.
I'm upset with this nigga.
So upset.
I am extremely
Look at his face.
Oh, God.
He looks real sweet, boy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He walked out real loose.
He certainly did.
He said loose.
J Doug, you know this nigga, man? You see this nigga around fucking Jacksonville?
An organization called Alliance Against Child. I'm fine. I run an organization called Alliance Against Childhood Exploitation.
Big ass wallet. What is up?
Are you here to meet a minor tonight?
No.
You're not here to meet a minor? Okay, so you're not here to meet a 15-year-old girl? No. Okay, so you didn't tell her you were driving a gray Volvo. You were inside waiting in the store. You have all your pictures, all your information. So you're not Bernard. You're going to say I just pointed you out and said you were here to meet a child and called you by your name?
He's driving a gray Volvo.
Florida tag. Bernard, 26 years old. Seems like he knows he fucked up. This is one of the scarier guys who, you know, seem to be pretty fucking normal, have respectable jobs, seem to be well-mannered and well-educated. As you can see, he was concerned that I almost tripped. Hey, Alex. Hello. Hey, my name is Danny. I run an organization called Alliance Against Childhood Exploitation. You very well know why I'm here to meet you today. You're here to meet, you're shaking pretty bad. You can calm down. I'm not the police. What's that? You got done walking? Yeah, because you're here to meet a kid. Yeah, there you are. You asked a 15-year-old girl if she had ever fingered herself. You tried to get her to have a threesome with you and another female friend. You didn't? You didn't? So who are you here to meet? So how do I know who you are? I have all your pictures. You sent me a picture of that tattoo on your back calf. I was able to identify you pretty easily. You're wearing the paint-stained khaki pants that you told me you were wearing. You're just going to act like, hey, Eric. Hey, what's going on, man? What are you doing here tonight? Huh? What are you doing here tonight? ¿Qué estás haciendo aquí? A comprar algo, okay? ¿A quién estás esperando? Who are you waiting for inside of the store? Do you want me to call the police? Huh? You want policía? Do you want me to call the police? Just hanging out. Okay. Who are you here to hang out with? Some people. A little girl. A 15-year-old girl. As you can see, you were never talking to a minor. You were talking to an adult decoy. You were absolutely right about this being a setup. You were right from the beginning. Okay. You asked what you thought was a 15-year-old girl. If she had ever kissed a boy, if she'd like kissing boys. It's not what I think. Sounds like you like little kids, man. What is that? NMTX27 lost tag. Looks like a fake tag to me, bro. Why are you trying to meet little kids? That's disgusting, dude. Stay away from little girls, man. That's Nick C. Actually got him verified. Looks like he's got a little boy, 7-year-old. Hey, you're David, right? Hey, David, my name's Danny. I run an organization called ACE. I expose online child predators. I meet with adults who try to meet with minor children.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. Yeah, well, you know what I'm talking about because you're here to meet a minor. You meet here to a 15-year-old girl. Yeah, she's meeting here at this Winn-Dixie. You actually tried to meet her at the police station because you claim that your uncle is the police chief. Is that true? Your uncle's not the police chief? Yeah, I got all your text messages. David Goebel, man, I found your Facebook. I got all your information. You beat up some chick in 2016 that was pregnant. I know all about you. You tried to meet a little girl at a police station.
My last name's not Goebel.
Okay, so what's your last name then?
My name is Self.
Your name is Self? David Self. So you beat the crap out of Ashley Self, right? I know exactly who you are.
Damn.
Why do you claim that your uncle's... You're on the phone with the decoy.
So satisfying.
You're not talking to a little boy. The man on the phone is not actually 15, despite what, he thought you were here to do.
Told you, man.
I'm like, man, there's more.
Okay. I'm sorry, you're here to meet a 15-year-old boy.
Yeah, man. So I hear a lot of
your
people.
name's Hillary, right? Your security.
My fault. It was playing over. I could watch that on repeat for a while, actually, but I think a lot of people. The general census in the comments. I was letting the comments fly. I was letting the comments fly while we were actually watching it. And some of the general thing that I saw was, is there more to this? Like, is there an end game? Do they prosecute these people? And, the person did mention that they represent an organization. So I would imagine that organization puts it out there. But once again, when I sent this to the homie, Steph did tell me that that they were in Jacksonville. So I'm going to ask J Doug when he gets back, because I know right now he's traveling to Jacksonville to track this organization down. I might do so. I'm sure they have some representation online of themselves, and maybe we can get some sort of an interview from them. That would be dope. I know a lot of people like to, interview people that don't have much to say. And speaking of interviews, there's a movie on HBO about Yusef Hawkins, a death that happened in Brooklyn in the 90s. And the producer is on HBO, and the producer is a friend of mine. He's coming on the show tomorrow. So quick plug for that. But at the same time, I think we're gonna have to find this organization, find somebody that represents it, and hopefully get an interview from them. And maybe they can even go into the studio that J Doug's have in Jacksonville, Florida. C-Dot says, does she or whoever it is, because I don't want to assume I know the general person, have someone with them for protection? It doesn't seem like
that. Anything is liable to happen. I was gonna ask that. Anything is liable to happen. Look like some of them got a little close to her. They could possibly do something with us. I hope she's safe in that.
Yeah.
Right. And then Antoinette also said the scary part is some of them already have children with them. That is crazy. I noticed that as well. Slim says, I hope they're armed. And then, Financial Group said they need to prosecute. And Brooklyn Honcho says they're brave soul for confronting all of those men. Yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's satisfying to watch these people get outed. And I think that the first thing that we get from this is just to out them. And the second thing is, even though these people are sick and we cannot vouch for their process, their thought process, hopefully they'll think twice before they go out there to victimize somebody else. You know what I mean? The only sad part is that the thing that they're doing to out them might be well known now. That is like, okay, we're getting outed via this online stuff, which I think that should have been kept under wraps a little more, for the simple fact that, we want to get more of them. So they should probably go straight to prosecuting them or sending this information to the law, but we don't know. We don't know if it was sent to the law already and then they outing them. You know what I mean? Like, that's why we need an interview from someone that represents this organization.
That would be stupid.
Internet says Contraland is a documentary, something like this, but better. It's on YouTube. We'll have to look that up as well. So we're definitely gonna get into that. We will play some music videos for you guys at the end for those who enjoy the music videos. But this has been the morning rant. I'd like to thank my co-hosts, Queen Mocha, Vanessa Smilez, and of course Schoolboy. And we're here for you every weekday morning. And of course, on weekdays, we have C-Dot and the team for Straight Up in the Morning. So if you haven't seen that last weekend, it was pretty fun. Look at that. Straight Up in the Morning. They hold it down for us on the weekend. Salute to them. They definitely tackle topics with the same type of humor and or opinions and information like we do. And I love watching their show. And of course, in the evenings, look for Live and On Point. And this week we also have Silence Kills coming back, or a podcast on domestic violence. So we got a lot going on, and we're going to continue growing. And while we at it, while I got you on the line, Vanessa, what's up? Are we going to see more? We're going to see some 69 Smile 69.
Yes, we are returning for season 4 in September. So
September, are we going to have the privilege of putting that on here too as well? Like,
we could actually work that out. I'm not opposed to that.
All right, well, I would love to see that, you know what I mean, on this network. So I'll give you whatever it is you need for that to happen. And
all right, let's do it.
Of course, you can simulcast the way J Doug does. He simulcasts it on his Facebook and as well on this channel.
Okay.
So, I don't want to just, have the ownership of your show, but I would like for you to be able to distribute it to the people here too, that way.
Absolutely. I'm very open to that. I started the show in 2016. We've been going strong, and this is going to be our 4th season coming up this year. So we usually take a little break towards the end of the summer, and then we come back. So this is going to be really good.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yes, 69 indeed. Smile 69.
Yeah, that right there. Is it something else different from actually what it means, or is
it point intended? It's all straight sex.
Okay.
Yeah, straight sex, stat shit, dotty shit.
Oh,
the rooter to the tutor. Yes.
Okay.
All of that.
Check my followers. I just requested you.
Yes. Give us more.
And with that being said, people just take notice on the actual YouTube page that there are a list of featured YouTube pages. Once again, there's a list of featured YouTube pages on the side, and Vanessa Smile 69 Network is one of them. Please subscribe to her. Please subscribe to Schoolboy's page. Schoolboy's page is one of the featured pages. I don't know if Mocha is going to do this outside of the shows we have here, but We'll promote that when that time comes.
Yeah.
I have a page on there as well, JahLogic and Friends. So, give us some subscriptions on our other pages as well. But, we're going to always come to you, especially here, and come together as a movement at the Ranters Union. And salute once again to Miss Ravioli, who should be coming up this week as a special guest host. C-Dot said, yes, come see me on the weekends. Yes, go see C-Dot on the weekend. She's hilarious. Virginia Slim says, I like to see Smiles in that 69 for research purposes.
That's definitely a man.
That's another show. That's another topic. And of course, she has a website. So, go to her website.
That's SmilesXXX.com.
But that's not Smiles, XXX.com. I think Smiles with an S on the website.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. And Franchise Catering says, what y'all doing going like this video?
Yes.
Going like, yeah. What y'all doing? Go like this video is what Franchise Catering says. So yeah, salute to everybody who clicked the like button already. Brooklyn Honcho says, Mocha and I are going to do a joint venture. I don't know what it means. Maybe it means he wants to be on the show. I think because I spoke of you having a show too eventually. So
eventually, yes,
be on the show. And Miss Ravioli's plugging her future endeavors, maybe on the network, saying, Miss Ravioli says, many abusers, if not all abusers, find pure joy in knowing they escape getting caught. It's an addiction. Wow. So,
I was thinking that too, because none of them looked remorseful. No one of them. Not any one of them looked remorseful in that video.
Maybe the one with the top knot.
Yeah. At least he admitted it. He's the only one who admitted it. But
the other one admitted it too. This is one that went straight into the car. He was like, yeah, all right, yeah.
But Top Knot seemed like he was a little too comfortable admitting that shit. Like, yeah, I am here to meet a 15-year-old. Yeah. Like that shit was creepy. Redemption says Slim be acting all the way up. And Keenan Khan said, I've seen her work. Not bad. So all right, salute. So we're gonna go to the videos. Once again, this has been the morning rant, and we're gonna play some videos from the homie Mr. Motherfucking Esquire, who you can also see some of his work on this channel as well. You can also subscribe to his page. He's also in the featured pages under Escomania Rules. And he had a show that we had to put on ice for a while called Fuck Talks, where he interviewed Vanessa Smiles. That's also on the page as well. So salute to everybody. We will see you tomorrow morning, and enjoy the music if you choose. That's your right. Salute. All right. Well, this has been the morning rant. Oh, and this video is called Man Boy.
I and you were you. We were the sky, the sun, the moon. Move soul to soul eternally. This meant to be, man, boy. So what we gonna do? 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 Man, boy. So what we gonna do? 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 Man, boy. I were I and you were you. We were the sky, the sun, the moon. Move soul to soul eternally. This meant to be, man, boy. So what we gonna do? 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 Man, boy. So what we gonna do? 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 Man, boy.
Is this shit a lyric, or is it just my spirit speaking out loud proudly so everyone can hear him? He really speaks gently, except the times he tempts me, makes me do bad things, it drains me till I'm empty. You probably don't believe me, wish I could take a pic of this drunk scuzzy motherfucker jacking off his dick, screaming in my ear, yelling, you ain't shit, you never gonna make a nigga, you should just quit. I'm my biggest obstacle, all y'all don't exist, like the M. Night Shyamalan fly. What the twist? Mr. Invincible, Mr. Inhuman, Mr. Ingenious really thinks that he's stupid and vulnerable and lonely. Most of the time he's home trying to figure out what's going on inside his dome piece. Spiritually dying, the pariah live inside him. Nobody ever calls him, even you don't like him. Semi-suicidal, emotions like a tidal wave. Bipolar, first he fit the noose, then it all behave. Infinite last days, an eternal pathway. It leads him where he started, so he only goes halfway. He can't go forward and he can't go backward. He's trapped most days, I wonder why I started rapping. Oops, I meant he. It's definitely not me that I'm talk about on this brand new CD. Confessions of a shattered dreamer, sexaholic, scheming, deviant, and true believer, and always so what you're reaping. We could reap the benefits, and we could reap a Benedict Arnold in our thoughts that leave us lost and trembling. Eye against eye, third eye versus the mind for the title belt. In a ladder match, watch me climb. Bipolar chromosome, zoning on its own. Holocron to its dome. Since parochial school, I've been used up. Misconfused mud. I'm too recluse, stay loose in the comatorium. Every talker, slowly vodka, stole my artist, stole my comfort. There's nothing makes sense now, I'm totally bonkers. Off my rocker, bouncing off the walls in my mom's apartment. It ain't my fault that I lost and I can't absorb it. Later dormant, no dormant for the Porsche. I'm anonymous, oh my God, I'm normal, fully formed, repressing. Mine and ease be stressing. God bees the devil, he strikes me with blessings. So like a bitch that curses, I'm in war like Xerxes. Trying my best not to hurt me. Depression, empty rhetoric, no, it barely speaks. It hides behind a smile and fit it just say we weak. I sip my tears and lick, I drown my time in ink. Caged in reality, only thing to free is dream. Fuck the dream royally, cause it bought me, turned my cousin on me. But if he turned on me, that means he was never for me. Disloyalty, nigga shape shifting like more for me. How can I trust the same motherfuckers walked in the door of me? Spoiled and poisoned him, he's entitled, that's how it always be. What makes it worse is that we family. So with Thanksgiving, I'm paranoid, he pissing in the pot of greens. He bring my platey pipe, spit inside my mac and cheese. We throwing Loki, Megatron and Starscream. Never was jealous of you, did you wanna be me? You let your pride get in way of our dream. This is not who we supposed to be. Trapped, switch sides on me. Let niggas ride on me. Gave him a second chance, he let him re-ride on me. How you a grown man playing three sides on me? How white you wear the pants and you with knee highs on me? I hope you play the song for your daughter so that she know. She really should call her daddy your mommy cause you a hoe. All them disappearing acts and a couple thousand you stole. So it's you more spit out with all of these streets more. But she was lying, nigga. That ain't a dick, nigga. You a broad, so there had to be a click, nigga. You make me sick, nigga. Suck my dick, nigga. And when I see you, I'ma punch you in your shit, nigga. See, the thing about dreams is I'ma die for they shit. The thing about me is I kill for my shit. The pain separates the warriors from the men. Are you gon' brawl till you fall or cry like a bitch? These scars represent everywhere that I've been. Double XL post broke with the ball slept on the 6. So everything I left will never see me again. You only get half a ball. Suck my dick. Man.
Black jeans come soon, nigga. Get ready.
Out the game, but a nigga ain't ashamed. Roll down the Porsche window and all you saw was flames. All I know is pain, all I feel is pain. How do I maintain with that shit on my brain? Been in the range, getting brain from a name. $100 haircuts like motherfuck change. Motherfuck change, I'm a motherfuck gang. Black gang, 100 chains on like June Bugs Bay. Ass naked, 100 chains on like I'm Xerxes. Hi, fuck in your bitch, they jingle while she squirting. Fuck in your bitch, silence while I'm working. Universal, cause they ain't deserve me. I just want what I deserve. I think I deserve king. I think I deserve bling. I think y'all deserve wings. Here, big gun, bucking like I'm Earthworm Jim. Big gun, bucking like I'm Earthworm Jim. What? Big gun, bucking like I'm Earthworm Jim. Bitch, I think I'm Lord Zed in some Earth Tone Tims. Bitch, I'm fucking raw dog, so don't fuck with him. I'm the Green Ranger, call the goons in. I'm the Green Ranger, call the goons in. I'm the Green Ranger, call the goons in. When there's drama, I get on my horn and call the goons in. I'm the Green Ranger, call the goons in. I'm the Green Ranger, call the goons in. I'm the Green Ranger, call the goons in. When there's drama, I get on my horn and call the goons in. Me and my niggas is the Corleone. We all Michael. Me and my niggas is the Jackson 5. We all Michael. Me and my niggas the Chicago Bulls. We all Michael. Can I fuck your bitch? Let me know. We all pipe. I got 7 Mac 11s, 8 48s, 9 9s, 10 Mac 10s, 45, 45, 2 22s. Motherfucker, I am more than live. I'm God. You G, that's still 2 letters on. Listen up to earn your Audi. I'm sipping on this Audi. Listening to Gaudi got me feeling like the oatmeal. Sophie sipping sake, clothes, line Kenta Kabashi in a hot tub with Sophie as Sophie while I'm socking. Down the gate, niggas wondering if I'm a pop or not. Love to hate, nigga, that's essential being a Kakarot. Salad to a dinosaur, a rocket to an astronaut, I'm astroplane and arrow aim a bunch of fucking Africa. Niggas got that 90s flow, fuck you smoke hydro. I ain't got no fucking rivals, these niggas gyno. I ain't got no fucking wife though, I got a side hoe. Cell phone full of freak bitches like a sideshow. 2 bitches sucking 1 dick, that's a side blow. Sipping cocaine off my dick, that's a lot of blow. Niggas talk that G shit, but we don't believe them. No, you pussy got a tampon string coming out your pee. I'm the Green Ranger, call the goons in. I'm the Green Ranger, call the goons in. I'm the Green Ranger, call the goons in. When this drama, I get on my horn and call the goons in. I'm the Green Ranger, call the goons in. I'm the Green Ranger, call the goons in. I'm the Green Ranger, call the goons in. When this drama, I get on my horn and call the goons in. Hollows will make you sing the gospel. Hostile with any fossil who think they stopping my bosso. Live life apostle, twisting pasta in Ferragamo. Gamma ray radiated, my rage inflated as possible. The flaming gospel got you, snatch the lame out you. Brain on the A train, my nuts banging the tonsils. And I could give a fuck if she militant, a 9 to 5 bitch, or a hood rat hoe who don't give a shit. Hopped out, R. Kelly goggles on from 96. Real grimy nigga, but he still told the shiny grip. Every 6 months that nigga Johnny get through buying shit. We better than these niggas and it's obvious. Niggas throwing shots, but I ain't ducking them, cause X don't duck shit. When I see him, I'ma snuff every F in one of them. Effortless flow. Niggas tried to make me kinda shit, but I like violence, I like wildin', nigga. That's my kinda shit. Dollar spin like an economist on Wally moccasins. Versace, I wear like Big Papa on the yacht inside his bed. Simon said, shove the shiny dick until your mom repent for thinking that these wild vagina kids could ever rhyme with him. Flow as tight as rusty plier grips. A time bomb ticking, bout to blow like invaders him. Fuck this whole shit up, fuck this whole system. Use an asshole, a mental midget. I should uppercut your scrawny ass right through the ceiling, nigga. No, I don't feel these niggas. Yup, I'ma kill these niggas. Undisputed truth, there can never be no split decisions, ho. So when you think about the best, you say me. When the Grammy get a speech for the weight, tucked in my cheeks, tucked in my cheeks.
Hold guns and terrorize, cock back and sterilize, flip making cheddar rise, bitch living better lives, snitch then we sever ties. I don't respect that. Queens in my bloodstream, words in my Mets hat. Silk over shoulders, cashmere coats, be fresh black. I've been told niggas fall back and move graciously. Fuck being stuck in a box, I think spaciously. Cartier, cocaine, cardiology. I ain't gon' chill if it's beef, you gotta body me. Cherry red beamer, fried shrimp from Maltina. Official with a pistol, niggas wish I was their leader. But I can never fuck with an imposter. I'd rather play alone than have bum niggas on my roster. Don't doing donuts in the style playing who shot you. My niggas moving crazy flower. Your little chain look like you stole it at a baby shower. And your shorty think I'm super cool. She wasn't shit, I sent that bitch home in an Uber pool. She made 17 and a half stops. She lived 3.6 miles away and it took her 14 hours. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch.
Fire, nigga. I'm on fire right now, fuck, nigga. I had the niggas come back, nigga. Niggas thought it was over with for me, nigga. Y'all tried to count me out, nigga. I ain't my eyes closed, or rose in Moscato. Intuition, inner visions flow from out the cosmos. Niggas ask me how I made it, I be damned if I know. I just went with my soul, and the rest just follow. She's a good girl, fuck that bitch, I'd rather deal with dollars. Say no to CashApp, I ain't tricking, bitch, you must be psycho. But I'm prone to lie though, just don't tell all my bros. I roll gelato in the Bronto, so I got the sky clothes. Damn, it's raining, grab my cane and pass my Prada poncho. The boots was leather with the tattoos, those the Randy Macho. Goggles, Ferragamo, condos big as Costco. I pop the rhino, then she swallow like it's Mr. Sacco. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. Modern life like Rocco, but I still pray to Shango. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's word to Gaucho. Rebel outlaw, reckless vato, ghetto desperado. Aim the Draco, eating tacos, take your breath like Tyclos. Adjacent to Van Gogh, I'm chasing my shadow. The pain is the shackle, embrace it for battle. In the gym for 7 weeks, I feel like Boris Kojo. I mean Cujo with a new hoe, sober watching Kuso. With my old hoe, I forgot I fuck my hoes in duos. Fofo throws in 2 hoes, loopholes out with pool holes. That piece of coupon for designer, Gucci coat was 2-tone. School old Parasuco, shoot like Tony Kukoc. Bitch, I'm a Samson, no Delilah, put that on my tombstone. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's word to Gaucho.